it's fine, I promise. How about that? Some intro music. Royalty free. Blues. Is it playing? How's it sound? Sound like shit? I don't have headphones.
Yeah, no, it's just like,
It sounds like somebody finna get hit in the head with a chair.
Yeah?
it sounds like we invited the wrong guest.
Oh yeah. I can't hear it, so I don't know.
Funny.
All I did was find royalty free music and then start playing.
I'm like,
They don't have royalty-free
That's all I
rap.
did.
It's still playing.
Oh, is it? Well, then
It's-
here, we'll do
yeah,
this.
just constant.
We'll take that out so that way I don't get a phone call into the middle of the podcast, too. All right, so welcome back to the next episode of...
My podcast and his man cave.
There you go. You're supposed to do it all, not just part of
Oh,
it.
that's right. I'm
we
Glenn
got it.
Stewart. This is Johnny Gates.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did it all.
And today we have the beautiful
oh, thank you, sir.
Mark.
Pugh.
Oh yeah, that's I know.
Well, no, I always do it wrong. I say Mark because I don't know it.
Well, that's what it sounds like. That's
That's
it
what
looks
it's spelled like.
like.
I've heard Pudge. I've heard
Pudge.
Pugh. What else have I heard?
I could see.
I've heard.
I could see puke.
I didn't say that, but
Oh.
I'm sure you can. Many a nights.
Puke. Yeah,
It's-
that
yeah.
sounds about right for him.
No, I'm not. I'm not anorexic.
Neither
I don't know.
am I.
You have lost a lot of weight in a very
Yeah,
short period of
I
time.
don't look like a skinny girl with daddy issues. So,
Just the
Is
skinny
that
girl.
directed at me?
I don't
No,
know. That's,
you're-
it definitely felt like
It
it.
just-
no, it's
God damn.
okay. It's 2019. You can be skinny and black if you need to, Mark. Nobody's gonna give a shit.
I
I don't think they ever gave a fuck if he was skinny and black.
don't. They do if you're
Look
fat.
at Africa.
If you're
What you
fat, if you're fat, people give a fuck.
Yeah,
They
that's-
feel like they need to tell you that you're
yeah,
fat.
that's oddly weird. Like,
Hey, fat boy. I mean, yeah, I know. Trust me. I dried off this morning. I was a part of that. I
There
promise
are
you.
mirrors in the house.
Oh
we
yeah,
know.
plenty of them.
That's the thing that got me when I was big, was the whole them not realizing I had fucking mirrors in my house.
Hey man, but you just let that shit roll
yeah.
right off your back. If you get comfortable with being fat with yourself, then you just who gives a fuck. You cry alone when you're eating something like a corn dog or something, you know.
Jesus Christ, this is depressing.
Oh, sorry. All right, so let's get on with. So Mark, I know he knows you pretty well, but I don't. I mean, I know we've met a few times. I think
Yeah.
we're friends, but I know I don't really know. So how long have you been doing stand up?
I don't know how to properly answer this question because I started in the 4th grade, and then I stopped.
You were doing stand-up comedy in the 4th grade.
Yeah. Well, I did my first stand-up.
You did it on a
thing.
stage, or
Yeah. It was a talent show, and
was it at a church?
no, it was in my school.
I'm just asking.
I understand. It's a valid question.
What school did you go to?
I went to, at that time, I was at Judson Elementary.
Okay.
It was the 4th or the 5th grade, and it was a talent show, and I was all about stand-up because I saw Eddie Murphy, who really made me want to do it, obviously.
Ralphie May. That's who really got my bit me in
Yeah.
as far as stand-up goes.
Ralphie may bit you.
No, I'm just telling you, that dude right there, the fact that he could say whatever he wanted to,
And he did.
and he just got away with it,
yeah.
and then people realized he's just a lovable thing, but
Yeah.
God,
Rest in
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ralphie May.
Well, I didn't do stand up in 4th grade, but I was in like the choir and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was the last dude to eat fast food on polystyrene. Hit it. That was my 15 seconds of fame.
Polystyrene.
The styrofoam. It was that was back when recycling was like first getting started, and they were the rinse, reuse, recycle
Oh,
campaign that they had going. It was back whenever they also did that presidential exercise thing at schools too, with what's his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger sponsored
Guys,
that.
I'm 27.
that shit.
I haven't
Oh yeah,
heard
that's
about
right.
it.
You're just a baby. I forgot.
well then you missed out when I was in high school, Mark.
Okay.
You get to be, I'll let you be me
Okay.
temporarily.
Yeah.
It's gross.
My gym teacher walked in and he's like, some of y'all aren't going to be able to pass this class because you're too damn fat.
Jesus Christ.
Shout out Coach Worthen.
Hey,
Hey.
all
Where's
coaches
he at now?
probably drunk in a bar.
No, but probably,
Oh, is he alive?
Probably.
Oh
probably
no.
did.
Oh Jesus Christ.
R.I.P. to him too.
So I did a little research on you last
shit.
weekend. When we were expecting you last weekend.
We have,
Sorry.
we have literally
Dude, it's
sat in
all
here.
good. We
were sitting
dude,
in
let
here
me just
for
tell
days.
you, we fucked up because what we did was
brilliant.
it was brilliant. I played on hold music and recorded us holding a sign that said "Waiting for Mark,"
Oh,
but all the
shit.
mics were turned off, so it was just the on hold music.
We did a 45-minute podcast of nothing.
Well, hold on.
Except for
hold
us
on,
talking
hold on. Let me set
about
this up
you.
right. So, we then paused it
Uh-huh.
and then put "Still Waiting on Mark" and played on hold music for 3 or 4 more minutes, just to set the scene. And then we said fuck it and started recording. I think he had actually talked to you at that point in time, and you said you weren't going to make it or whatever.
No, we were still waiting.
Were we still waiting?
Still waiting.
So we started recording. You know, it's not a big deal
It's a
at all.
showbiz thing. We know you're very important people.
Yeah, no shit. You got a black card and everything, so I know how important
Yeah,
you are.
it's-
But we started recording,
use it.
and we recorded this 45-minute long podcast.
That was a really good one.
It was good because I was
just-
baked like a Toll House cookie, and this dude right here was
He was just busting.
man,
my
I was
fucking
all over
balls.
his ass.
I mean,
Yeah.
just constant.
Yes, constantly.
Talking
This is
about me.
recorded somewhere.
No,
Oh.
we only got video of it because when I had moved the table before, like I was trying to get everything set up, and I
Yeah.
moved the table. When I moved the table, we unplugged the damn audio input to the
There
computer.
ain't no we to that shit.
I say we because it was me and my buddy Rich.
My
shit.
point is
Uh-huh.
like I told him after he'd pressed delete that we should have posted it because it's 45 minutes of me just looking disappointed and pissed. Like that's all it is.
Look, when I tell you I bust his balls for 40
Real.
minutes, I busted his balls for 40 fucking
It's like he
minutes.
had
Some
nothing
highlights.
better
What
to
did you-
fucking do.
Oh no, I just kept calling him sensitive.
I'm not sensitive.
At-
See how sensitive he got about not
Yeah.
being sensitive?
Not-
Yeah.
Not proving that point.
Well, after the show he yelled at me, so I'm not going to call him sensitive anymore.
Oh, okay.
So he's
I didn't yell.
angry sensitive.
See, there we go. Now I'm getting sensitive. No,
See?
saw on what was it on Instagram and Twitter and all that other crap that you were posting up about your GQ thing.
Actually, it was on Instagram and Facebook.
Whatever. Social media. You're just trying to get out there.
Something like that.
So do people just call you and just be like, "Hey, we need to take pictures of a good-looking stud in some little people's clothes"?
Yes. That's exactly. Well, they say bring your own clothes. They don't.
Oh, so those are actually your clothes?
Yeah, man.
Oh, well then you got some style to you.
Thank you.
Well, I
Baby
watched
style.
a video that you had that was from like 4 or 5 years ago,
Oh,
and
shit.
it's I can't remember what the name of it was. I wrote it down. 005 short.
Oh yeah. That was back when I was making clothes.
Well, I wanted to make
So
fun of
you
your
don't
shirt
make
because I
clothes?
couldn't tell if you were wearing if you had electrical tape on the back of it or if you had fallen through some sort of a safety net and it got hung up on you. But my buddy always fucks with me because he says that, oh man, you can't crack a GQ. You know what I mean? You don't know nothing about style, which clearly I don't. What?
Pause.
Why did you just say pause? We're going to pause it for a second, guys. We think somebody's here.
Nitty gritty.
Get in the nitty gritty. Sorry about that,
Well,
you guys.
It's all good.
Yeah, I hit
Are
record.
you
Welcome back.
You hit record?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were back at it. So
No,
yeah,
I'm texting.
we got it. We're good.
Anyway, we talked about it when we first started that you'll be building the man cave, especially when materials are showing up during a podcast. So
So sorry about that.
there will be a
Oh,
time when
cool.
Johnny
Yeah, he's
just
going to be bringing some
disappears.
sheetrock.
Do we put it up as we're talking?
No.
Oh.
No, I mean, how are you bored?
No.
You know anything about
absolutely
sheetrock? You know how to mud?
not. Absolutely not.
Oh, we'll teach you. I'll show you all that
ready to
shit.
learn.
Yeah, no, it's easy.
Is it for real?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, look, when it comes to sheetrocking, the biggest lesson I've always learned is that's what mud's for. So
Okay.
if you don't get them, the sheets completely lined up, just fill that shit with mud.
So is it like actual mud or is
It's
it like
it's
a
sheetrock
product?
mud. It's white. I guess it's like sheetrock paste that's
Mm-hmm.
been, filled with water or whatever, and then
shit.
you just put it. And it's basically like it's like a putty
Okay.
for sheetrock. You put it on, it dries. You sand down your edges. I mean, there's nothing to sheetrock. People are very intimidated by these things, and they pay really, 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 really good money for people to do it for them when they could really
Do it themselves.
do it themselves. Start in a closet, figure out what you're doing, then work your way out to a big room.
I was pausing for him.
Oh, because he's still in that closet, so don't sweat him.
I was waiting for a joke. You know he.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
You
not
act
black,
like-
so he didn't write any white jokes before he came over here.
He just has a
No,
list
it's
full
just
of black
another
jokes.
big,
List full of black
some
jokes.
big country white guy locked in talking about fixing closets and shit.
Anyway.
That's how you got to mud. You really have to mud a glory hole, is what he's telling you.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Well,
That's
what
how
you
do
actually
it.
have to replace the
Smooth,
sheetrock
You
for
don't
a
want any
glory
jagged
hole.
edges when you stick your dick in there.
Oh, you're talking about actually making
right.
it work. Now they actually have a tube for that you can.
Really?
Yeah, I've installed a couple of them.
Glory holes?
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to be a jizz mopper at one point, but that's another story for another day. So
Where
tell me
is
more
this
about
going?
your clothing line, sir. You still make clothes?
Nah, well, I guess at the moment, no. Because like I said earlier, I'm just really just focusing on just comedy.
Okay.
So were you a seamstress?
Not at all. I
Seamstress.
could have been a seamster, but I didn't do that one either.
Yeah, I
But
know
I had-
those unions are hard to get into. I'm sorry, Teamster. Sorry.
I thought about being a cobbler,
Did you?
but I changed my mind.
I know this is a dad joke.
No, there's no punchline there.
Oh.
Really thought
I
about
thought it
making
was a
shoes.
dad
Yeah, I
joke.
thought he was setting us
No,
up.
I bought a pair of
wanna-
boots one time that I wanted to replace the
so
soles
it's
on.
serious.
Yeah,
You
I
really
wanted to
wanna-
replace the
that's
soles
cool.
on, and I didn't know how to do it, so I started researching it online, and then I was like, "What the fuck am I doing, man? Just go buy another pair of boots." Yeah, you got enough on your plate. Don't try to learn how to do this shit,
Well, I've noticed that you are a jack of all trades.
dude. I know how to do a bunch of silly shit, man. I've done it.
Ooh, like what?
Dude? I have a bit where I talk about having 27 jobs versus my wife's 3, and that's not a joke, man. I used to do telephone work, so like there's a mag lock on that. Like if you go to walk out that door right now, it's locked. You can't walk out it unless you hit that button.
I noticed that earlier.
Yeah, so I know how to do all that shit.
Oh,
Telephones, computer,
Yeah.
like data networking, entry access, gates, like guard gates or whatever.
No pun intended.
I've done all of that. I know how to do sheetrock, electrical, plumbing.
Last night.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
I missed it. What'd you say?
You said you know how to
Gates.
do
Oh,
gates.
gates.
You know how to
yeah.
do gates.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Nah, man, that's a quality dad joke.
That's a quality.
That's a
yeah.
quality dad
I'm not a
joke.
dad. You're a dad, though.
No, I've been practicing.
You're not a dad. You got any kids? No.
No.
Oh man.
I'll be damned if he didn't send me a message saying he had to put off his bed. Oh, that was Scooby.
Yeah. there you
Never
go.
mind. That was
How many
Scooby.
kids Scooby got?
One.
One.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, that baby looks like it was peeled right off of Scooby's ass.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
No.
He's a good-looking kid.
Have you met my oldest?
Yeah, I've seen him.
That's my
Pe-
mini-me, man.
He is peeled off of your
Dude,
ass.
yeah, no,
That's-
for real.
That's
can
why I
sh-
hope me
here,
and Beth don't have.
I can show you a picture
That's
right
why I
now of
hope
all
me
3
and-
of them.
So why I hope me and Beth don't have a girl. Because I don't want her to look like me.
She'll look like your wife, but have your voice.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Hey,
Dad.
everybody.
All of those out.
Oh yeah, no, they're all 3 mine.
Beautiful family. Sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Hey, Dad, why am I not going to prom? Fucking voice like that.
Yeah. You better learn
Who's
how to
talking?
blow. Never mind.
You
I'm
don't
not,
say that
not
to
talking
your
about
daughter?
your. You don't know what I'd say to my daughter. I'm a realist.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
so am I.
Hey, look, when you have a baby girl, you can't think she's not going to see a dick at some point in time.
So
I
what-
don't know if I want to talk about future dicks that his daughter might see.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not a comfortable subject.
No.
For who?
For
For
him.
me.
Oh, for
For
just
him.
you.
For
I
the
don't-
guest.
Because she's 7.
Because, because
Makes
she's
sense.
7 and she's your daughter. So.
Oh well, I mean, again,
So you said Eddie Murphy, huh?
Yeah.
You know, well, I
back
mean,
on track.
Yeah, just,
Thank God.
yeah. Eddie Murphy was
Yes.
a big influence.
He was. At
I
one
know
point.
Glenn Stewart was at one time. You
Oh, yeah.
really like that guy.
I still like Glenn.
He's decent.
Man, this podcast just took a turn for the worst.
I don't know.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
with
What is wrong with Glenn? You don't like him?
She's never been a big
Oh,
fan.
hold on. I can start this. I know what's wrong with
Please
Glenn.
do.
Here,
Take
let
the
me just
floor.
start. I'm not going to count them off. It wouldn't make sense.
He's
It'd
a
be nice.
douche.
Well,
Anyway.
speaking of
Speaking
people
of
that don't
douche.
like you,
Oh,
Yeah.
what happened was it last week at LOL?
No, it was about 2 weeks. No, that Are you talking about when? What?
The boo.
the boo.
The boo.
Oh, that was
That was a month or so
a month
ago.
or so ago.
For real.
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
I was telling it. Well, I hate to tell you, unlike your failures, they don't like to just publicize mine. You know, my name's actually on the fucking board out there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, you don't want to be. They're not. Oh, if Mark fucked up, they're gonna be like, who's Mark? If I did it, they're like, one of the people's names on the fucking board's a fucking idiot. But
He is so full of himself. I'm telling you, man. This
I
is
am.
one of the most conceited, convinced motherfuckers I've ever met. in my life.
humble.
Very humble.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, you
Tell us
were
more about
you were
yourself.
talking about your wife, right?
So no, yeah. Well, the first night
Mm-hmm. Shit, it happened twice.
it happened twice. The first night
You got booed 2 nights in a row.
I didn't get booed. I had the one thing I fear the most in comedy.
Crickets.
The white people. They came in and they had belt buckles, you know,
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh man,
It's my kind of crowd.
me and Stetson aren't gonna get along, you know.
Mhm.
Stetson's a type of cowboy hat, Johnny.
Oh, thank you for explaining that to me.
He knew.
NPR is National Public Radio.
You're like fucking asshole. Anyway, so I told my jokes, and the guy goes up to Munchie, okay? And the thing is what like my crowd's not really very opalescent, you know. I have a very diverse audience,
True.
you know.
Right.
That's just how it is. And but white people make me nervous because they write Yelp reviews, and they're also the ones that walk up to Quinn and other people at LOL and be like, he ain't got it. Get him out of here. Fires fucking.
Jesus.
And that's what he said. He right in front of me.
For real.
And then I'm outside smoking, and he walks up. He's like, dude, you were really funny. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't think I have ears? You can't have an
That's
knob.
fucked
Well,
up.
then the next night, I think it was the DJ's wife.
Mm.
And I mean, the way I see it is it was her birthday, and he had to work. And she didn't want to have her birthday party there. And I made a joke about my wife. I said, look, isn't she gorgeous? I married a 10. And everybody's like, yeah, she is. And there's my wife waving.
Yeah.
And I was like, but if she comes home stung by a bee, she'll be fucking homeless. And you just hear, boo.
Boo.
Damn.
Then she came up. She even told one of the group there went and told my wife that they were concerned that I hit her.
Only with jokes.
With hands. And I was like, have you ever met a battered woman? They typically don't like to hang out with the person that's beating on them.
That's true.
And
No, they just get the dishes done and have dinner ready.
yeah, but she goes, well,
If
I'd
they're
like
smart.
to talk to your wife. I'm
They
like,
know
my
what's
wife's
good
out.
for 'em.
I was like, I said, my wife's out in the truck. If you wanna get her, just be careful. You're downtown and she's in that truck by herself. You think I'm mean? I ain't got shit on that evil heifer. Like,
Jesus Christ. People are weird.
People are
they
very
are weird.
People.
They take offense to odd things too.
Yeah.
Like, and it seems to be like people, like, I bet something happened to whoever complained, something happened to them in their past.
Well,
Like domestic violence,
Well, I
it's
mean,
probably not even that. It's probably somebody they heard about and they don't even know if it really happened. So
Yeah.
now they're like an activist and
Yeah,
shit.
it was their sister's next door neighbor's best friend.
Yeah.
one of my favorite things that he's ever said on stage was, I was sitting really close.
I thought you were going to
the
say, I'm out.
stage. No, like I was sitting
Thank you.
close to the stage, and he kept asking for responses, and the crowd would not respond to him.
Was that at the...
That was at Bears.
I remember that we had a terrible crowd. One of the only times I've done that, one up here at the bar chord, where you'd ask the crowd a question and they just, stared at you with blank faced and blinking.
So I'm sitting there trying to think of the most unfunny, standard, I'm just in the audience answers,
Yeah.
but everything I said made him laugh, which ruined what he was about to say. And then all of a sudden he's like, Glenn, quit answering. You're going to fuck this up. So, I mean, I was trying really hard. He's like, what about this? And I'm like, yeah, da-da-da-da. And he's like, no. Like, he's a good guy. But he likes to, I like his style in the sense he likes to talk.
I don't remember that night. I probably was drunk.
No, you were.
That's what's up.
Oh, good night.
Yeah.
Well, tell me...
I used to drink before I got on stage.
Tell me something. What is hipster number one?
Hipster number one.
What is hipster number one? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I am so confused.
I listened to an interview with you and one of the other comedians, Clyde.
Oh shit.
And you talked about doing a part in a movie
yeah,
locally where
bruh.
you were going for hipster number one.
God, I wasn't
get it?
going for hipster number one. I was asked to go for hipster number one.
Okay.
I walked in there. I didn't know anything about the movie, the cast, and they were like, "These are the characters, and this is who we want you to play. But we're gonna have you read for like 2 or 3 parts." So
Was
I
it
got
for
the
Clyde's
part.
movie or?
I think it was Clyde, David. That's the first time I actually met David Allen.
Oh, okay.
And
And he wasn't hipster number one?
I don't remember.
I'm just-
I think he was like top hipster.
He was
actually.
hipster.
He
King
was,
of the
He
hipsters.
was king. He was the soothsayer actually. So he was like,
What
That dude
did this movie ever happen?
no, it never happened.
Clyde
Not
never
even,
happened.
not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Clyde's got a lot of ideas for filming.
He does.
Like he wants to do one where I'm a priest of some sort.
Oh, I have to see that shit.
But he wants me to be dressed like I am and talk like I do.
Mm-hmm.
But he wants to he's like, Glenn, what's the scene? And I said, you're making the film. And he goes,
Why the fuck are you asking me?
and he said, well, if it was you, I said, I want to be in a confessional. I'm going to light a cigarette. And then when I'm supposed to be dishing out Hail Marys, I'm just like, good God, you're fucked up, you know?
That's very you.
You
Because
did
that-
what with who?
Yeah, no, like,
Oh my God,
shit.
lady, that's fucked.
That's like, but he
I
told
feel
me
bad for
he's like, I want it to be a priest, but it's you.
Ah.
And I'm like, well, that's weird because I'd never be a priest. Now, if I wear a suit, I get mistaken as a Baptist preacher all the time. But, you know,
I can see it.
I don't see it.
It's because you don't go to church.
I do not.
I
I quit
stopped
going.
going to
I quit
church.
going to church a long time.
Ooh,
I had a
that's
guy.
why we're not famous.
I had a guy tell me.
You asked my mother.
Well, I had a guy tell me one time that I was going to hell because my mom and dad divorced and didn't ask for permission.
Permission.
And I was like, and I'm going to hell because of that, man. You can shove it up your ass. I never went back.
I'm gonna be honest
fuck
with
that.
you. I feel like Judgment's gonna be a lot more fun than they're making it out to be.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, like when I get up there, it's
Hey,
like
he's got to have a sense of humor.
he's got to, and he's gonna be
You're like, really? When you were
but-
14, you did what?
But I imagine
Dude, I hadn't read through this in a long time. I forgot all about that.
I imagine God just rolls through it like old school with an old like projector screen and a
Yeah.
clicker. And he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, hey, look,
All
click.
right. Explain
Did you
this.
think that was funny, Mark? Did you when you did that right there to that girl? Did you think that was funny? Oh, you did,
With
huh?
my thumb.
Click. What about this? Your mother crying. Like just.
That's actually an accurate representation of my life. Which is scary.
So your mom's not proud?
She's proud, but she's also cried over shit that I've done.
Really?
Yeah.
My
Every
mother
mother
has.
has.
No. Like
I made my mom cry yesterday.
I'm
why?
I texted her and told her, hey, I hadn't talked to you in a while. I just wanted to tell you I love you and hope you're doing
sorry.
good.
That was
Oh.
a good cry.
And she
Oh,
called and she was like, you made me tear up. I was
Oh,
like, well,
yeah.
my bad. I didn't mean that.
See, I have such a great relationship with my mom.
Mm.
Like, but because we're just brutally honest.
Yeah.
Like, she's got that brain tumor thing going on
Yeah,
right
you
now.
told me.
Yeah, I told you.
Right.
But she goes, Glenn's going to knock out half of my hearing. I'm like, you didn't listen anyway. You'll be fine, you know? like when she told me
Yeah.
about it, I was like, they wouldn't even make a Lifetime commercial about your tumor. Like, and she's like, why does that make me feel better that you're making fun of me? I mean, and I've said some horribly foul shit on stage, and you'll just hear her. She'll be like, I wish you'd try to be a little nicer. It's never cleaner. It's just like, why do you have to seem like you're so mean? And I'm like, Mom,
I'm angry, Ma. What's wrong with you?
because nice doesn't translate anymore. It used to. Well, no, people think you're fake. When you're all like, "Hi, how are you?"
It's not true.
Well, I mean, if you
Well,
say it like
no,
that.
I'm talking about like, me on stage, if I'm nice, and I'm not saying like
Oh,
words
yeah,
like fat ass
right.
and you know what the fuck you look like. If I'm up there like, well, we all know, they're all like, what is wrong with him tonight? Like
Yeah.
they think I'm holding back when actually, I'm really nice in person.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I'm not on stage, I'm wonderful.
Where's my cricket sound effect?
No, what I'm not talking about.
You forgot all about crickets, didn't you, from last week?
I didn't forget about the fucking crickets. I wasn't gonna mention them.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I was busting his
So-
balls, son.
Back.
Time to pause.
No, it's not
no,
time
yeah.
to pause.
Get into some shit now.
This is how we do this.
All right.
That's me hitting shit.
Oh,
I'm trying
shit.
to make sure that you get your drywall.
No, I appreciate that.
But
I just
no.
don't want to let my damn dogs out.
So
'cause
how
I am
long
not
have you been
chasing them
just
down.
focusing on comedy?
I would say collectively about a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Just focused.
Focused.
Yeah.
Now, what's your version of focused? Because around here, it's really geographically, it's difficult to do comedy every night,
True.
and so
Is it even possible?
no.
I
It used
say
to
it's
be-
possible now,
Well,
but
no,
it
then
is-
me and you
every
need to
night.
talk.
Every
that
night.
conversation-
No,
it's not
it would be
necessarily like-
possible if they had a show, but they
Yeah.
don't have shows.
That's true.
And I'm not gonna go walking around like a fucking lunatic, being like, I got jokes and a box.
I would do that. Actually,
Where?
I would. Wherever I
Downtown,
could.
under a bridge.
Downtown, outside this
Under a
neighborhood.
bridge downtown.
Is that a real song?
It's where I wrote some jokes. Not that part, but yeah, it's what is that? Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
I told you I'm 27. I don't know.
Yeah, you never heard of the Red Hot
I'm
Chili
joking.
Peppers?
Of course
Jesus.
I have.
Let's see, you're not that young.
No.
I said, my kids even know who the Red
He
Hot
looks
Chili
so
Peppers
disgusted, right?
Well, I burped,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I was
that's
trying
what
not
are.
to.
All right, professionalism.
I'm sorry. Does the rest of the world don't burp? I didn't burp in the microphone. I didn't belch.
You should have.
I should have.
Would've
Just
made-
been like,
it'd
this
have
is
made
how I
this
feel
so
about
much
him
more
not
better.
knowing about the Red Hot Chili. Bleh. Like,
I love your guys' chemistry, bro.
thanks.
Swear to God.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
like,
I think we're starting to hate each other. Is what's
See,
going on
that's
here. Yeah.
Every
It's like he
good
was. He
relationship.
said he was going to be here at like, oh man, I can't wait to get there. I'll be there at 5, and I'm like, all right, cool, come on. And then here it is, 8:27. He comes strolling in the parking lot.
Man, you got to know, like, my grandmother is 78 years old. And when I went to have to go over to her house before I came over here, and that wasn't the plan. Like, I told him, like, I'm about to get off work, and then I'll be over there. And then she fucking texts me, and she's like, hey, I need you to come over. And it went from checking the car for brakes to making sure the trash was put up and the cats need to be fed, and I can't lift the food. And, hey, let's talk about this. Next thing you know, I've done all this shit, and I look at the clock. I'm like, oh fuck, it's 8 o'clock, and I was
All
like,
good.
I know. Well, I know that you're a family man, and
Yeah.
she's not gonna be around forever. So
My wife?
no.
Oh,
my,
grandma.
My
My bad.
grandmother.
Look, I got in trouble for this the other day because, like, I didn't know my grandparents. I knew my grandparents, don't get it wrong. But I wasn't, like, super tight, close with them, either side, my mom or my dad.
Now, do
And-
you have old parents?
No. I mean, my dad's 70-something. He was born in 51, so do the math. And my mom
You have
was born,
old parents.
Well, I mean, they're not old, but
My
they're
parents
older.
are in their 50s.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I do
I
have
was
old,
a fucking accident.
I got, I mean, aren't we all accidents?
I don't
But
know. I was adopted.
one of the people that worked for me had
and your
a,
mom's
a
disappointed
grandparent.
in you?
Yeah.
Man, she paid
Well, you know
money
why.
for you.
I know.
Lots of
She
money.
should
That's
be
why
so
she's
fucking proud.
disappointed.
I paid good money for you. You're like a show dog that shit in the middle of the stage.
No.
That's fucked up.
And doesn't pray.
Yeah,
What were you
but
saying?
I got in trouble for being heartless. One of the drivers that works for us, their grandparent passed away the other day,
Oh shit.
and somebody told me I was heartless because I wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, well, and I was just like, oh, that sucks, and I just gave her shirt and her stuff and was like, there you go. And then, like, I even walked out and was like, hey, do you need to take the day? And the person that told me I was heartless, they told me I was heartless because I walked out and was like, hey, do you want to take the day? And I was like, how's that make me heartless? I'm
Because
like,
you didn't imply that she needed to take
I,
the day?
I didn't coddle her. I don't know what part of that made me heartless, but I was told I was heartless. And I was like, man, I don't have grandparents like that. Like, I don't know what, like, when my grandmother died, it was sad. Yes, because it was my grandmother. I saw her every year Christmas Eve, and then I saw her randomly throughout the year, guaranteed every year at Christmas Eve. But that was the extent of the relationship with my grandmother for the most part. So, I'm sorry I don't have that same.
I don't know.
That's
like,
my bad.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my mother to death, but she did some fucking up. And in high school, I moved in with my grandma, and like me and my grandmother were thick as thieves. Like man, me and her, we were so tight it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like when she passed, oh my god, like I'll get teared up just thinking about it because that lady was legit.
That's what's up.
Like I had this girl that I almost fucking married, dodged a cannonball,
Had
and
one of those.
my grandmother looks at her and goes, I don't like you. And she's like, why is that? And she's like, because you're a whore.
Damn.
It was
Jesus.
so wonderful.
Grandma
No,
was gangster.
my favorite thing she did is she was a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh shit.
That's not my favorite thing she did,
okay.
but she was a Dallas Cowboys fan. Anyway, when she was in the nursing home, this lady was like trying to get to know her, and she's like, "Hey," blah, blah, blah," and she's like, and she's like, "We could be best friends, this, that, and the other." And my grandma's like, "You know what I like more than Dallas Cowboys football?" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Being left the fuck alone." Like, it was so great. It was
yeah.
wonderful.
I admire those people that are just like that blunt. Don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's why me and you get along so well.
Yeah.
Are you like that?
totally don't give a fuck.
Are you blunt like that?
In some cases. But
I am in some cases, but not
See,
all.
I'm all the time.
yeah. I admire
Not-
that. I'm not.
Not
No,
me.
well, no. I mean, like, if I was being a professional or a salesperson, I can tone it down. But my thing
I just
is,
want the camera to get this blank look that I'm getting.
well, no.
you
But
right
what
now.
I'm saying is, like, I have a hard time if you're fucking stupid.
Oh, okay.
If you're fucking dumb,
dude,
and you come up
You
to
couldn't-
me and you're just like, they're like, and they say something stupid like turtles will come out of their shells. I'm like, I'll be like, the fuck do you mean? That's not a fucking
Oh,
thing.
fuck.
Oh,
That's
like I
funny.
remember.
some dogs are brown.
See?
What was that?
The air conditioner turned off.
Oh,
It's on energy saver mode.
okay. Well, that
Save
got
us some
really
energy.
quiet.
It did.
Yeah, no, that fucking thing is loud.
Yeah.
man.
Welcome
it's
to the
also-
podcast. Now,
Dude, hold on. That air conditioner is easy 15 years old.
yeah, but
Easy.
so
Yeah.
in LA, we were at this place called like the Hole in the Fucking Wall
That was the name of
open mic. That's what it
It
felt
was a
like.
glory.
And so
Glorious.
basically, LA's tough
Yeah.
in the sense of if you're not like I didn't know anybody,
Mm-hmm.
so my name's always at the bottom of the bucket, and then it's
Spelled with one N.
I was in the first. Well, as long phonetically it's the same.
How many times have you said that?
That it's that
It's
said
phonetically the same.
that's pretty often.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't fuck Glenn up.
I know.
Well,
I mean,
'Cause we've had this
I put
conversation
one in
before.
it, and you got all butthurt.
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
because
Man,
we're
it's
on-
got 2 ends.
Yeah, because we're gonna
Get
be
the
on,
email right.
We're gonna be on fucking social media. You want to spell it right? Like you should spell it right. You're like a
Your
comedy
name's
wife.
misspelled in my phone.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Your name is spelled
Hey,
wrong
dude, there's
too.
a guy that is a really good friend of mine that his name in my phone is Kyle from across the street. Because I didn't know his last name for years.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have like, because I know a lot of people. So it's Jonny, open mic.
Yeah,
Mark, open mic.
that's fine.
But so we're
what's up.
sitting there, and my name was in the first bucket. 3 hours later, my name magically transferred to the other bucket. So I'm there for another 3 hours.
Do an open mic?
Yeah, for 3 minutes.
Fuck.
And I threw it away. I got on stage, and I'm like, I have been waiting for 6 fucking hours. And everybody looked at me, and the old comics are in the background, and they're laughing their asses off. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you motherfuckers haven't contributed anything to society. You haven't made me laugh. Sir, you that said you'd fuck your grandmother, you are an abomination. I was so fucking mad.
Ah, I wish I was there.
Anyway, the old comics, I get off the stage and like, we haven't seen somebody melt down like that in a while.
That's funny.
And I was like, 6 fucking hours for 3 minutes.
And here's Glenn.
That's tough. Well, see, that's the type of shit that makes me feel like you will make it.
Oh, that I'm willing to sit for 6 hours?
Yeah. And then the shit that you did afterwards, and then your attitude after that.
No, well, I mean, the thing is I have big hopes, big dreams,
Yeah.
and the only thing that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it affected me really bad. I don't know if it did you, because I know that you're not really what I would consider politically correct.
No.
No,
No, not at all.
me either.
Absolutely not.
And
I try to be diplomatic sometimes. But you,
diplomacy only works if you're a politician and you understand diplomacy.
I got a diploma in high school. Is that the same thing?
No. Both of us know. But my point is like, what's really funny, what makes me, and I know this sounds bad, sometimes I could give a fuck what the audience is thinking, and that's a bad idea. But I will say a joke that I know is a little racially charged or it's a little insensitive, and Mark is laughing his fucking balls off.
I love that shit.
Because he's like, look at this big white dumb son of a bitch just saying whatever the fuck he wants to.
that's not what I'm thinking.
No, he's
I tried one racially charged joke. You were there at Bears that night.
What did you say?
It was where I said, what did I try to do? I said I was raising my kids differently. I can't remember. It had something to do with what do you call somebody who reneges on a deal? I mean,
yeah.
I got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the punchline to it. And the blank stare that I got from him was fantastic.
well, yeah,
Because I be waiting for, like, I love that shit for, like, 2 reasons. 1, racism and, like, stereotypes. This shit makes me laugh. And then 2, I just love saying and hearing absurd shit just to see the reaction of other people.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people go,
Oh,
That
no.
shit works.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sometimes I prefer that
yeah.
over a laugh because it's like, because I mean, honestly, here's the thing is people just don't want to admit that that's what you're fucking thinking.
It's either that's what you're thinking or that's something that you've had. That's a thought that you've had before.
It's
okay.
what was it? Lavelle Crawford made that joke
Yeah.
about Paula Deen. Like, she said the N word, and she's like, I wouldn't trust a white woman that age if she didn't.
That's for damn sure.
That's funny.
You know?
Yeah, that is funny.
And then he talked about like what she could call all of the food, and he didn't care, and it was
Yeah.
all like really racist shit, but it was so fucking funny.
He just popped his head out when you said racist shit.
Yeah, that's my. No, you can't see him on camera. That's my gumbo.
Hey, Gumbo.
But he's black and white, so
He
he's
gets it.
Yeah,
he's woke.
understands.
He's very woke. He's a woke dog. What's
yeah.
up, buddy?
But no, I'm not gonna lie to you. It scared the shit out of me. Like, man, with all these fucking movements going on,
yeah,
and
it's
then they're like, it's like, Glenn's gonna. In my mind, I was like, they're gonna fucking publicly crucify me.
I mean, a couple of them might, but so what?
Well, no, like for instance, did you saw how Shreveport had this lovely "we're gonna protest circumcision" thing?
Yes.
Did you see that?
I
didn't know
missed it.
I just got
You
into
said
that.
something about it, but
I
I
have
missed
a
it.
picture in my phone of them
Oh
in
yeah.
Bossier. Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
So you've got white clothes
Oh, wait.
and a big red fucking spot over their dick that says, "Who wants less penis?"
Why not just not get your kid circumcised?
When I first pulled up, swear I thought they were boycotting periods. That's where I was
I
like,
didn't even notice the red
we're-
part around their dicks until
Are
like
you
I started
fucking
patting
serious?
it.
yeah, no, my first thought, honest to God, was, oh,
What the
God, they're finally
fuck?
done with Aunt Flo. She's been fucking lives up 7 days at a time.
They got out of here.
What is the vote no to circumcision? Is there some type of...
So what they're saying is that it's manipulation of genitals.
But what's the vote no? What kind of proposition was out there?
That what they're doing is they're saying that
Stop cutting baby penis.
well, what they're saying is like back in the day when everybody was like it was a cleanliness thing, you know, and now it's unnecessary.
I thought it was a religious thing.
It is.
Okay. Well, then fuck off,
Like
man.
my mom was like, we didn't even have a choice. You just disappeared and came back and
Look, people need something to bitch about.
Yeah.
But what I didn't get in trouble. I thought I was going to get in trouble because, you know, if you throw an opinion out. But I was sitting there and I said, ladies, if you don't have a penis in the race, stay in your fucking lane.
Oh yeah.
But
And-
my point,
Oh yeah.
And your point was
My
that
point is
women,
valid.
women are the ones that, but now it's 2019. Everybody apparently plays with dicks. So,
well, I'm just saying women are the ones that have to put it in their mouth. So, I mean,
but it's 2019.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, they do kind of have
Women
a...
and men.
Other people do have a dog in this race. How's
Well,
that?
no, but what I'm saying is then I compared it to like your great grandparents. You know, when I got
I don't know if I like where this is going.
no, when I got circumcised, it was so long that I don't remember. It's just the scar that they left behind. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't miss
I got
something you never
I see what you're
knew.
getting at, yeah.
And then I also said that if guys got out there on the corner of East Texas Street with white shirts that said, quit manipulating boobs, I like them natural, in just a bloody T-shirt, they would publicly crucify us on the
yeah.
news.
Yeah.
Well, that's just stupid, though. Like, no man is going to ever say anything about
Don't challenge
boobs.
me. I will make a fucking shirt
Make the shirt.
and sit there.
Hey, I want to watch you
and
waste
say,
your money.
Well, no, I
Dude,
thought they
hold on.
wasted a
Speaking
fucking
of shirts,
Sunday.
I got that brochure in for that fucking shirt printer today. The motherfucker mailed me some shirts.
Yeah.
That fucking thing it's a $20,000 T-shirt printer. But this motherfucker, these shirts this damn thing printed are,
Legit.
they're fucking dope, man.
They better
That's
be.
awesome.
Yeah, not, and look, I'm
you
going to tell you
gonna
right
get a
now.
shirt?
$20,000?
They got a $5,000 one, but it don't print on
don't
black
print.
shirts.
It
They're
don't.
dark colored shirts.
hell?
It's a very racist printer.
What the fuck?
It was built in
Bullshit.
1927, so it doesn't. No, but the dude
start
sent
writing
me
this
three.
shit
It
down.
didn't
Dude
get an
sent me
upgrade till
3 shirts.
65. It was
That's
bad. And
3 shirts, no charge. So my family got some shirts out the deal. But
That's what's up.
the printer
what
is
kind of shirts?
T-shirts, large, extra large. You want one?
What do they say?
This shirt was printed on this printer. It's just
Oh. No, I'm good.
what is that word called? Not
Promotion.
promotional. Thank you. I
Yeah.
fucking brain farted. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Anytime.
Token black guy coming in for us.
I have a dictionary I'm sitting on.
Do you?
He doesn't.
The source?
No.
Well, I got one right here. The computer's
So,
right here. We
so
can look up anything you need.
you've put
Type
your
in titties. What'd you say?
you've typed. I'm not.
Oh my God! I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were talking about quicksand porn. Have you ever heard of that?
Quicksand porn?
Quicksand porn,
No.
where people get caught in quicksand and then start
that.
fucking. I guess.
I hate porn with a plot.
Yeah.
Like, just get to the fucking.
just
Nobody's gonna make it through the fucking intro or the in. It's just like we all know what we're looking for.
Dude, that joke Tristan has about porn, it gets me every time.
Bro, Tristan is a fucking...
That dude is,
That is
a fucking monster, man. That
I'm
dude's
not
hilarious.
gonna compliment him.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't.
you
You
refuse
say
to
that.
compliment
I
him.
keep complimenting that.
No, the
motherfucker's
thing
funny,
is
man.
y'all are gonna fuck it up because you
Oh,
can't.
You're not gonna fuck that
you
up. That
cannot
dude is
hear-
funny,
You
man.
can't compliment that because he'll end up overthinking it.
Ah, yeah, that's
And
true.
the beauty of him is that it's just he works on it, and it's.
Air conditioner's back
Funny.
on. You can't. I don't think you can hear it on the mic.
I hope not.
don't
I can
think
hear
so.
it in my ear.
That's just because, you know.
But
Yeah.
no, he's just God. He's just he is talented. He's the kind of guy that makes you think real hard about how hard you're working at it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Well, so in the last year and a half, like, have you just been doing the open mics, or have you done any other like shows? You got anything coming up that we need to know about?
In December, I got another show like I had last week when I didn't
Okay.
make it. Sorry about that again.
Make sure we don't book him for that weekend.
Yeah, don't. That's my birthday.
Oh, well,
too, so-
happy early
Yeah,
birthday.
we're not gonna see him.
I got your number. I'll send you
actually-
that my birthday video that I do every year. It's a
I
treat. You'll love it.
Can't wait to see.
I sing happy birthday to you in a very risque form. So just prepare to see a lot more of this than you're probably willing to.
All right, so I don't have a birthday anymore. But no, my birthday, December 13th. I want to have a show. Last week we had it was just a bunch of like singers and rappers, but I want to have some comedians on December 13th.
Nice.
So
Nice.
you guys would like to do 5, 10 an hour.
5, 10 or an hour.
You know me.
Uh,
I'll
You
go
2
on
days.
You know
forever.
me. I'll get up there.
Y'all
So, yeah,
sit
you just
down
let
and
me know.
listen. Y'all sit down and listen to what I'm about to spout out.
Oh, take a seat.
You know what cracks me up though is like when me and you walk into a room and we're doing a show together,
Yeah,
and so many people are like, "These two don't match."
but we do.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know. We're like polar opposites, but we.
Well, no, I think the thing is you
Visual.
understand that it's funny,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's
I'm a fan of this shit.
yeah, that's the thing is you gotta be. I wish that people would stop losing the joke in this political
Yeah.
correctness.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. People are insecure about being fat.
Mhm.
But, you know, my dad used to tell me, like, when I was a kid, he would tell me shit like, you're doing the one exercise that's going to keep you fat. And he called them fork ups. Okay? And a fork up is a fork up to your mouth.
Yeah.
Back away from the fucking table. Like, that's the way.
Looks
Explains a
horrifying.
lot, right?
Yeah, no, it
Explains
does.
a lot about my childhood. But I mean, that's just how it was. Like, I never took it like my dad being mean to me. But when I tell that shit on stage, people are like, "Oh, that's so sad."
That's so sad. I'm so sorry that you had a childhood like that.
We sound
Show me
like-
on this doll where he touched you.
Who does he sound like when you do that voice?
I don't know.
Sean Connery. That's
Oh,
who it is.
that's terrible. It wasn't even a Sean Connery
Yeah,
impression.
I'm about to say, considering he's not Scottish.
I am like part Scottish.
I see it.
Part. I did the ancestry
You're
DNA.
just saying that because you feel like you're
Hey,
locked
no,
in
no,
this
no.
room.
I got proof. I can just push the button. You can get out. The dogs
thank
will let you get to the gate. I promise.
Okay, cool.
No, I did the ancestry DNA. I got proof that I'm part Scottish. Thank you
Oh,
very
shit.
much. Yeah.
That's
You
right.
spit in the cup?
Huh?
The swab?
Yeah. I spit. I don't swallow.
No. I'm
Oh, you're talking about for the ancestry thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to spit in that tube too.
The hell is going on here?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All right, I already forgot.
Yeah, they had to. I had to do two of them because the first one I
Love the
sent
show.
shit sample, and they told me that was wrong.
A shit sample.
Yeah, they were like, "That's wrong. We can't do that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right. What do I do here?"
So you said you're 27.
I am 27.
27 years old.
About to be 28 in this bitch.
No fuck trophies.
Nope.
Not that you know
No.
of.
That I know of.
Oh,
Not
trust
that-
me, you know.
Yeah.
Not that you're
They
paying.
tell you, or Maury would
Correct.
reach out to you.
If I knew, I still wouldn't pay.
See, I feel like if I see an illegitimate child, I'll fucking know. I'll see him on site and be like, "Oh God, that's mine." Like,
You hear
son
a
of
4-year-old going, "Mom, Mom."
Why the fuck can't these people? Why are the prices going up? Like, that's gonna be my fucking kid. Is that a 2-year-old?
Jesus.
Built like a fucking 8th grader.
Grown man.
I was a big fucking kid.
Sorry,
Time to
I got
go.
a text. No, I got
Oh.
a text message.
Oh, you're rich. I forgot.
Well, not rich. I'm rich because I've got family.
Oh.
Rich,
Oh.
but I mean, my bills are paid. If that's
Oh,
what you
because
mean.
he's white.
No. That probably has something to do with it. But
No, he works hard.
that also has something to do
Probably
with
has a lot more to do with it than him being white. I think he'd be nice if he was black.
I would be.
it. What
think-
did that have to
I
do with
think
it?
I'm me. I think I'd be
Question
nice
is-
no matter what.
His attitude. He's a nice guy. He's a nice white. He'd
A
be a
nice-
nice
Well,
black.
thank you. I take that as a compliment.
It is.
Some people would take offense to that, but
I know.
not me.
We call those people the audience.
Yep, that's right. Assholes.
Not me.
I
love all people.
The only time I think I've been
I really
deemed
do,
offensive is when I do my cunt joke.
I love that joke.
But you know, it doesn't work whenever I use the word. It works when I use the word bitch in there. It fucking kills every time. But when I say cunt, man, people just stand there and stare at
That's
me.
one of those
One of those
words
words,
that's
yeah.
it's on that list of things that make white people's butthole pucker.
It's
is
been everybody.
fucking-
It has not been just white folks.
No,
It
I'm
has
just
been
saying, if you
everybody.
really want to see,
Yeah.
if you want to know how flat a joke can go, soccer moms.
I think I
Just-
would kill with soccer moms.
Yeah, well,
Just because I'd make fun of,
did
them
you know?
and their 2 glasses
You're
of
telling
wine.
me you're telling me a middle-aged white guy would kill with soccer moms?
think I'd kill with soccer moms.
We know.
Yeah.
I've been listening to serial killer podcasts all day, and you fit the demographic.
Oh yeah, you think I'm a serial killer, huh? All right. Well, good luck making it to your
He
car
doesn't
tonight.
think that statistics do.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally joking. No,
He's totally serious.
That's-
No, I mean I think he's right. So.
I didn't have a good segue. It's my
Nobody-
first time here.
Yeah, it's my first time. Be gentle.
All right. Do you have anything to add, sir?
Which one is it?
So you do the so do
Dumbo.
you just model for your friends just
Yeah.
to get something to do?
Yeah, they I have a lot of friends who have cameras and shit, and they just hit me up and like, hey,
Well,
I got a new camera. You want to test it out?
You're a sharp-looking guy.
Thank
you
you,
know,
sir.
I mean, I could understand why somebody'd want to photograph you before
I didn't.
it's all
I
over.
was just finna say another word that sounds like. So.
I think he's trying to
Fuck
get you
you.
naked. Is what he's trying to do.
No,
So.
no.
So who like that video that I was talking about? Who
Yeah.
shot that video?
I
Because
actually
whoever
did
shot
that.
that video,
I did that.
You did
I
that?
shot it and edited it. I had a
you
tripod
did a
and shit.
damn good job.
Thank you, sir.
That's
Appreciate
that the video quality and I shit all over the video when I was back here watching it, laughing and joking because that's just who I am. But the video quality of that was fucking amazing.
Thank
Yeah, I need to like pick your ear sometime about how to do any of that crap.
Hey,
Because that's one of the things I got. Like we've talked about it before. I got a camcorder.
Yeah.
I got lapel mics. I've
You're
got the
definitely 38. You
tripods.
said a camcorder.
Well, yeah, I am. I got a VCR that we can edit all this stuff
What is
on.
that?
You don't even know?
I'm
It's
joking.
A
I know.
video cassette. Oh,
I know what it is.
no, I know.
I used to
Oh.
shop at
Now, if he-
Hollywood Video.
If he said
Oh yeah, but did you ever
Betamax,
shop at a radio
I've
shop?
heard of that. Google that shit.
Laserdisc? What'd you say?
Betamax. is
Oh
what I
God,
said.
yeah. You remember the Laserdisc? Those gigantic
Oh, my
album-sized
God.
CDs. They used to. Only place I ever saw them was at
These
school.
are fairy tales to me. Sir.
Do you
No,
remember the
for real,
Sega Saturn?
Yeah, dude,
I remember that.
what about
I remember
the what was it? The Sega Game Gear.
Yeah.
The handheld color version. I had the fucking TV adapter for it, where you
guys
could
are
watch TV.
pioneers. You guys are like early settlers to me.
Oh man, I played an Atari. My brother had one.
Oh man.
River Raid.
Fucking what was that game? Joust on Atari. Where
I don't remember that
You're
one.
riding a fucking ostrich.
I don't remember that
fucking-
one.
yeah.
I remember the Donkey Kong or the
Hmm.
whatever that was
Donkey
with the.
Donkey Kong wasn't on Atari.
There was one that was there was a Pitfall or something was on
Yeah,
there.
Pitfall was on there.
There was something like a Donkey Kong. It may not have been
and
called
there
Donkey
was like
Kong.
Dig Dug.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
My favorite was the River Raid. It was the airplane game where you flew around and tried not to get, shot out of the sky. It was terrible. Terrible graphics. Did you
Oh,
ever play a
graphics, yeah.
PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Dude, that was my shit playing
I played NASCAR.
what was
98
that
that had the same
Resident
fucking
Evil
song. at
Resident Evil
every
Director's
track.
Cut.
It's always
what?
like I'm cruising
Resident Evil
down
Director's
the
Cut.
road
Oh,
and
yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
self-disaster.
Which game was that?
Fucking
NASCAR.
NASCAR 98.
Oh, I never played that. I played
My
that
favorite.
Madden.
Oh yeah, brother. Best football game is, and I can't even think of the name of it. It's on PlayStation 2. I have it at the house. It's the best football game ever made. I can't think of the name of it right now.
I
I'll text you later.
Yeah, I wouldn't because I wasn't into the sports games.
Okay.
The only Madden I
either.
really got into was that one that Ludacris did the song for, where he's talking put on a skirt if
shit.
you don't want to get hurt. But I can't. That was the only one that I ever really played because the guys I was hanging out with back then, they fucking played the shit out of it.
See, my
Constantly.
mom would only let us play like 30 minutes at a time, and then we had to go outside.
Oh no, my mom was like, just
And
shut the
so-
fuck up, get the fuck away from
So then
me.
we'd be making up some shit
Yeah.
and like just beating each other up, and then she'd get
Good
mad
old
because
days.
we were like ramping fucking bicycles.
Well, you
And-
told us to find something to do. So.
Well, no, yeah, we'd get like, I remember she's like, when'd you start smoking? I'm like, 14. And she goes, how come I didn't know? I'm like, he shoved us out of the fucking house. I was fishing. And,
Fishing for cigarettes.
no, well, you didn't have to fish for them. My
Not-
parents smoked, so all you do is steal them.
Oh no, I just had to go to the Exxon and buy them. They were $2 a pack, $1.98.
Did you have a beard at 14?
I could have. I didn't. I shaved my face when my facial hair started growing in. I had this really, really nasty neck beard that was going on, so I just kept it down.
Oh, shit.
And then my mom or my dad, somebody got me an electric razor for Christmas, and I started using the electric razor, and then that was a wrap.
Damn.
My facial hair does this right here, he was making fun of me about watching it grow over a couple
Oh yeah,
of
no,
episodes.
like in the few episodes that we've done together, some bitch is just fucking getting.
Well, I used to have it down to here.
Yeah, you would. I need to see a picture.
I got one.
Thank you. I can do that. My shit don't grow like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, my brother, his facial hair came in at like 10, so he taught me how to shave at like 15.
Is your brother that guy that
So-
had that shit stash in middle school?
No, he had just a full-grown fucking like my brother. He comes from very hairy people.
That's what sucks about me. I'm very hairy, but my beard doesn't connect to none of that shit.
Oh, so underneath your clothes, it's just this
Just hair.
fucking hair.
Well, it's like back, arms, a
Ugh.
little bit of chest. Oh shit,
That's the unkempt.
that shit is badass.
See,
bro.
I've never seen
You
this.
never seen
You never seen that?
He said it was all the way
Yeah,
down.
No,
here.
that's
gonna-
one of the only pictures that I have.
Oh.
But that's about
He is on your ass.
it's about 8 months, 6 months before I cut it.
Oh,
When I
okay.
started working here.
Here,
On the go. Sorry.
right here.
Yeah, right here.
Started building this.
But
I've
yeah,
been-
and well,
I've
hell,
been
hold on.
sitting in here
There's
the other
actually
day.
another. There's another picture after my $85 fucking haircut.
85.
Dude, I went to this place
Oh,
to get
yeah,
a
you
haircut,
told me.
and I misread the sign, and they charged me fucking $85. But they fucking cut the fuck out of my
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. Is that the wife?
That's my wife, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir. She's awesome too. She's cool as a fucking fan. So,
I need to find me a wife.
man,
Do you have a
I don't know.
girlfriend?
Hey, look,
Hell no.
it's
bro.
been 11 years, and it ain't all been sunshine and Skittles, my
I
friend.
feel you. That's why I'm not getting married.
So yeah, just be careful with that shit. You gotta to me, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but when you marry somebody, you gotta marry somebody you can deal with for life.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they do.
And if they're crazy before you marry them, buckle up, 'cause it's
Yeah.
gonna get
It ain't gonna
fucking
get any better.
crazier.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
I bet you have.
I love my wife to death, but
Yeah.
that woman is a few bolts short of a bolt bin.
A what? A bulkhead?
Bolt bin.
Oh, bolt man. Couple crayons shy of a box.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
All right. Well, I don't have a camera to get both of us at the same time,
it's
so
all good.
nah, we'll just do this.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Thank you. Is this how I do this?
He's telling you how to do your job.
So, what are you looking? What are you hunting?
Having a stroke.
Those are my
Oh.
keys. Oh, you need the fob to get back in. So
that's
I'll have
tight.
to get back up.
So you gotta. There's a
Yeah.
key fob on the outside.
Okay, you see that thing up on the top of the door?
Yeah.
It's a 650-pound mag
see.
lock.
Shit. How much was that? $20,000.
No. It was like, I don't know, maybe $350 online. I've actually got another one. I got another one here that a buddy of mine gave me,
Yeah.
which I actually need to give it back to him if I'm not using it, because I'm sure he might want to use it. But I didn't. He gave it to me, and I couldn't get it to work
Yeah.
with my system, and I think it's, which I know this is going to be foreign, I think it's a normally open, and I've got a normally closed system. Any of these geeks out here that are
I
listening
got
will know exactly what I'm talking about.
I think I know. What
So that's, I think that's why it didn't work. But
I love it.
I got one. It works great. I love it because you don't have to have keys.
Yeah.
I know the keypad number. I'm not giving it out anymore. So I give key fobs out now to people that I want to be able to get back here.
That's some baller shit.
But I can also track who comes and goes.
That is
So like if you
baller.
scan it, if you on the back of this key fob, there's a 3-digit or a long number, but it keeps track of the 3 digits, so I know who's who.
That's
Yeah.
that's cool.
So
man.
yeah, it works out. So
This is the coolest man cave I've ever been in.
It ain't done.
yeah, it ain't even
Oh,
close to
that's the
done
thing.
yet.
I've been to finished ones, and this is
Yeah.
tight as shit.
Well, look, man, I have been, and I know we've talked about this in the past, but that's been my thing is man caves, garages. Like I've even said I'd love to do a show where people call me and they're like, "Hey, man, I want you to come do my man cave," and
Yeah.
I do their man cave.
Oh, that shit would be tight.
Because there's one across the street that, I mean, there's 3 Have you been over there yet? So there's like a 65 on the wall here. There's 2 42s on the wall there. It's got full surround sound. Top and bottom speakers surround sound, so we put speakers at the top and speakers on the floor. Center channels, the whole 9 yards, top and bottom. Like that place is set up.
Well, I take back everything I said about your man cave.
My man cave
About
just
my
has
man
a,
cave.
yeah,
Yeah,
check
no.
that.
Well, this one, every one that I've ever there's 2 stipulations that I always had. Now there's 1.
Okay.
Used to it was my houses had to be pier and beam and had a garage because I can work on anything. If there's a plumbing issue, if there's a foundation issue, I can fix any of that shit because it's 4 feet off the ground. I can get to all of it. But now I just have to have a garage. I have a house now that's on a slab. I give 2 shits at this point. I have to have a garage.
Yeah.
So my dad's garage is actually where that sign started, and I signed that sign 11/27/05. I was looking at it yesterday, and that's how long that sign's been around. We started partying at my dad's house in 1994, 95ish, freshman year of high school, end of 8th grade. And that's a fraction of the people that have come and gone. I guarantee thousands of people have come and gone from my dad's house. And it started off as a shithole garage like this with no walls, just exterior walls, no insulation, no nothing. And then slowly but surely we did this, we did that, sheetrock, insulation, plumbing, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, it's a dope-ass man cave that everybody uses. Fireplace, wood-burning fireplace over there. This TV used to be on the wall. So, I mean, we had it set up. My friends would, go over there. Everybody had a key. Yeah. My friends would go over there and hang out, when they were on break from work. If they were too drunk to drive home, they'd just get a ride to Dad's house. There was bunk beds in there. It was set up like a motherfucker, man. So, and I've always set up my man caves. So this one would not be any different.
I like the twinkle in your eye.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I fucking love making hangout spots.
And he's just
Hey, yeah, fuck him. He don't care. I don't give a shit about him.
Well, no, I mean, we didn't invite your man cave over.
Hey, what it's called? It's called your podcast, My Man Cave, right?
So I get to talk about my man
so
cave.
the man cave is a big part of it, because without the man cave, we wouldn't have your podcast.
Well, I mean, my man cave just has a fucking race car sitting in the middle of it.
Hey, fuck it.
I spray painted all over the walls, and it's got my shit, and I play chess in there, and loud music, and it's.
Tell me about your race car career, if you don't mind. Because I don't know this side of you.
Oh, well, I started when I was 16. I got bullied real bad.
I was going to say, this just turned into a 3-hour podcast. Let's do it.
Oh, how long have you been?
No, I'm fucking with him.
Oh. No.
Because he legitimately, he likes dirt track.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to go into, I'll just explain it. Yeah, I got bullied really bad in high school. And junior high. I'm talking about they ripped chunks of my fucking hair out.
Damn.
And I would fight, and I'd fight them, and I couldn't.
Did you go to school?
In fucking Houston.
Okay, never mind.
I lived off of Willcrest and Westheimer.
Yeah, that sounds.
And my mom, they would put her on the worst properties in Houston, anything Section 8 and shit like that, because my mom's a bad bitch, and she'd get her fucking rent money, Yeah.
Oh, so she was like a manager of. Okay.
That's what she did when I was growing up, and I'm going to tell you right now, you just didn't fuck with that lady, but it made me incredibly unpopular. Whenever people's parents are taking it out on the kids because Glenn's mean, oppressive mother, apparently. But anyway, long story short, they're ripping my fucking hair out, and they knocked a tooth loose once.
Jeez.
And, I'd come home, and, I'd have chunks of hair, and so missing, and then finally I had this weird growth spurt in the 7th grade where I got over 6 foot tall, and that still wasn't enough. I'd fight every day. I'd come home and they'd be bruised, I'd be bruised, and you just can't fight 10 or 15 of them every day. No. You try, but so my dad, he wasn't raised with what I would call a bunch of fucking hugs. So he did the only thing he knew, and he said, well, let's put him into racing, because I wasn't really active in sports.
Okay.
And he said it'll be something to help build him up. And, man, I took to it like a duck to water.
That's what's up.
No, I didn't. I totaled the first car out in 6 races.
That doesn't mean you didn't take to it.
Well, they called it. My uncle told me, he said, why are you pussyfooting around? And I went out there, flat-footed this fucking car. It had 550 horsepower. And, I mean, just sailed it right off into the wall at 90. Just fucking TKO.
Sounds like what I do.
Yeah. And so, because I was like, oh, I'm a pussy, huh? And then I got too confident, and then I had to buy my own car.
Okay.
And next thing you know, I've been racing for 18 years. So
Damn.
I race under the name Big Sexy.
I've heard about that. That's what's up, Big Sexy.
Very fitting, right?
Well, no, I didn't give myself the name. So that's the important part. Y'all talk about me being so conceited.
You can't give yourself a nickname.
No. And what it was is we had 3 big cars that raced at the time. We had a Chrysler New Yorker, a Lincoln Town car, and then I had a 2-door Buick Regal. And everybody referred to the car as Big Iron, Big Ugly, and Big Sexy. So the car's name was Big Sexy. And then over the years, I just think it's really funny when a giant redneck in fucking overalls like, what's up, sexy? How are you? And it's I'm not a small guy, and I just think the irony alone is worth it.
Yeah. Hey, they're tiny.
No.
But no, I mean, I'm very competitive. And then comedy, I I didn't want to. I didn't at first didn't think that I was built for stand up. I always thought I was just like a table comedian. Like I was
What
just
is
funny.
it? Oh, like just like.
Funny in conversation.
Yeah, just funny in
with
conversation.
friends.
You know, and then you have to learn about joke structure and.
I still haven't learned that.
No, well, no.
Clearly.
Well, no. I mean, at least you admit it, though. There's so many.
I've never read a single book on
fucking-
comedy.
no,
and
you
I hear
don't-
people talk about it
That's
all the
funny.
time.
No, it's not. It's not even. It's just knowing joke structure. You've told a story long enough to know where your fucking punchlines are.
Yeah.
And the thing that gets me is you get that one guy. I'm not gonna name any
I
names,
feel like I know who this is.
but you know they think that they're God's gift to the fucking art.
Oh yeah.
And like I don't. I know that I make mistakes. There's gonna be nights where you're gonna eat fucking shit. The
Oh, yeah.
crowd's not gonna like you, and it shit happens. But what I'm saying is the ones that are like, let me give you some advice, motherfucker. You haven't killed anything. You couldn't kill a cockroach in a house infested. Like just and
I don't.
see, and I think that I feel bad because I think my humor is a kind of like a roast. Kind of a roast humor, and I think that that's kind of lost on us because people don't want to laugh at themselves anymore. They take themselves way too serious.
You know what I think is gonna happen though? I think we're gonna be not us, but just like as a people in society, we're just gonna be so far up our asses with this bullshit we've been doing these past few years with being like super sensitive and everybody. I think we're gonna get tired. The people are gonna get tired of it eventually.
I think
they're
we're
tired of it.
No, yeah, I think
But,
they
like,
are.
They are.
I think
Well,
we're
no,
here now.
I think that the
We
thing,
No,
are,
I think
you know,
well,
us as
no,
people,
I think
in
that-
general,
yeah.
I think we're getting there.
Yeah,
we're
for
getting
sure.
there. I'm not. I mean, but the thing is, I think that really, if whenever it comes down to like any kind of performing arts, I mean, here's the thing: is I say some shit that might make you uncomfortable,
Yes,
but but you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, I mean, grow the fuck up.
for sure. Yeah,
Because I've always said this on stage. Because in L.A. they interviewed me and they're like,
Okay.
"Hey, what's your
I
crowd?"
want to find that.
It wasn't on radio. It was just this woman with a fucking notepad.
Oh man.
And she's like, "What's your audience?" And I was like, "Black and gay." And she
how
was
did
like,
she take that?
she's like, "No way." Because in California, I was billed as a Southern comic.
Ah,
So
Hey, y'all.
they're expecting me to come out there with a fucking white robe and a cross burning kit, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just fucking bullshit.
my type of whites.
Yeah. Well,
Your
look,
type of whites.
Absolutely not. I'm joking.
he'd do that show if
Black
I booked him.
Klansman.
I come down to it.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, Glenn."
Are you
said-"
talking about the
On
one
my
we're
iPhone,
doing?
Nigga, I
Is that what you're talking
FaceTime.
about?
I'm gonna tell
There
you
you
right
go.
now, we're doing that show in Mount Pleasant. I'm excited about it.
I still don't
Mount
know.
Pleasant.
I still don't know all the details. All I know is I'm there.
When is this? I would love to watch.
It's a bar in Mount Pleasant that is just randomly deciding.
No, when? When are y'all?
November 15th.
God damn it! I'm gonna be in California,
Hey man,
Doing
it'll.
what?
trying to do the shit that I failed to do tonight. Make
Dude,
people
we
laugh.
fucking talked about the wrong thing. When you going to Cali?
I think actually the 4th.
Okay, so we're in Cali.
L.A.
Okay. Ooh. Have you looked at anything?
I personally haven't,
Okay, you need to get on that.
but somebody is, and we're.
Who is somebody?
All right, so look, I have some sort of a management person, and I knew he was gonna do that. So
Well, don't worry about him.
nah,
Yeah, we're telling
I
everybody.
worry
else.
about it. You were telling everybody.
Yeah,
else.
telling everybody else.
I really don't like people in my business like that, but
All right, well then we won't tell nobody else.
we won't tell anybody.
We'll
I'll
edit
tell
all
you.
this out in post.
There's no
Y'all don't do
post.
posts.
Thanks. See, you do watch the podcast. Is that other drink mine?
Any drink in there is yours.
Okay.
You want
What do you-
something?
What do you
Yeah.
have?
Water.
I have water, Coke. There's a
No,
no,
I'll
Coca-
take a water.
Coca-Cola.
No,
No, I did all the cocaine for the show. Yeah. We're talking, but we're also watching
spit
you
it.
pick the label off that bottle of water. So anyway, you're going. Are you moving to Cali?
No.
Just
I'm,
going out there for a couple weeks or something.
Actually, the plan is to go out there for a month.
Nice. You'll be out there for Thanksgiving then.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's something different.
Yeah.
Where are you going to try to show?
Everywhere I can.
And you're going for comedy.
Yes.
Fucking A, dude.
Just-
That's awesome.
I
When
love it
I
that much.
first started
Thank you.
talking about doing this,
Thank
my
you.
wife and I took a vacation in New York, and I had the chance to do comedy in New York, and I didn't have the balls.
You didn't have the balls.
I had never done it.
Oh, okay.
I had still never done. And I
But
was
you
like,
wanted to do it.
Yeah, I was like, why not do it here? And I went to a comedy club, but they were
Yeah.
doing fucking improv jokes in the street, trying to get people to come in, and I was like, not for me. I'm fucking
That
out of
sounds
here.
like fun.
That was terrible. They were not. They were not funny.
You're
at
talking
all.
to a guy that moved to California to to do what you're attempting to do in a month.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
He's just
trying
going
to
to check it out.
Yeah, I'm
No,
going
Yeah,
no,
he's
no.
gonna
I'm just saying,
stick
like,
his toe in the water,
You need
see
to,
what happens.
when you get to these mics, you got to show up way early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
If you try to go anything Laugh Factory, you have to have clean. It's got to be a clean fucking 3.
I can do 3 minutes easily.
Yeah, no, it's not you doing 3. It's you going over 3 that I'm worried about.
This is true.
I need you to whoa up, Turbo.
The guy who talks too much is telling me not to talk.
Yeah, no. You notice I don't move the camera much on this show.
How many? Well, thank God it's my podcast.
Oh shit!
Hold on, we'll check out what my man cave is capable of. Just leaving it right there.
I see no arguments further. This is fun, bro. Can I come back next time?
Man, you can come back whenever you want, man.
I'll
You
be
got
here
open
tomorrow.
invitation here
Thank you.
anytime.
Can I get a key fob?
Yeah, I get you
I'm
one.
joking.
I
Oh,
got
shit, I was
fucking
playing.
25 of them over there.
I'll take
I know
20.
when you're coming. It's all good.
My girl used to say the same thing.
Yep, I can see it in your face.
Yep.
Yeah. My wife knows when I'm coming because it's been 20 seconds.
So a month. Who are you staying with? Friends, family?
What's the
Options. It's gonna
address?
be friends.
Tell us everything.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying, like, where in LA are you staying?
Don't know exactly. I'm trying to stay outside of LA, so I don't have to be.
See, I lived
fucking
in
shit's
Santa
expensive.
Clarita.
For real.
Yeah,
I like that show.
yeah, it's really nice.
That's the zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, where she's a zombie eating people or whatever. Santa Clarita Diet. My
Santa
wife-
Clarita.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's, fuck, what's that chick's name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, yeah.
That's it. I have a bad memory recall.
Oh man.
It sucks. Like I know
terrible.
what I'm trying to say, but I can't think of
I'm
it.
terrible with names.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
that's right.
I just learned your name today.
It's all good.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I know.
I still don't know yours. I mean, it's
know, you
Mark,
gotta
Mark,
make sure.
right?
They
I'm,
got- they
I'm
got-
working on it.
They got plenty of mics though.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Okay.
Like shitloads of mics, and I mean, you can easily get 4 down if you time it right.
Okay.
4 a night.
Shit.
So who you go? Are you going with anybody or is it just you?
So the management situation is manager, she has a photographer and a stylist. So we're all kind of like, I'm doing the comedy shit, so that's what I'm focused on. And
Okay.
she's just trying to get everybody to. And I know a few people out there that do different things like make clothes, sing, and shit like that. So
They're scratching.
Oh,
and yeah, so
That's
try to
fucking
link up
awesome,
with
dude.
everybody.
Yeah, I wish you the best out there.
Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you.
California, have you ever been to California in general?
I have, but when I was younger, so I don't remember.
Man, I
shit.
went at the beginning of this. I was actually in San Diego for 420, visiting my sister.
How fun was that?
Dude, it was a blast. It was awesome.
can't believe you didn't invite me to come for this month.
You're more than welcome to
I
come.
would have taken a month off.
This dude here.
Didn't I tell you about it though?
All I got to do is tell
Today?
them I'm coming. You kidding me?
That's all you gotta tell your job.
No, it's
Oh,
not,
the people.
That's all you
the
gotta tell
people in
people.
L.A.
In California, all he has to do is tell California I'm coming.
But yeah, cause I'm not driving and I didn't come up with the idea.
Ooh, y'all are
messed
driving?
If you, yeah.
Man, you know how far that is?
Do not go. I'm going to warn you. Get gas before you go through the Mojave.
Oh, no, get gas before you get into California. It's fucking $5 a gallon.
That's true.
I saw a picture of the
Dude,
dude.
Don't
that's not a
bring any
joke.
fruit.
And don't want bags at
Okay.
Walgreens.
Yeah,
Don't bring fruit and what?
They charge you 10 cents a bag anywhere
yeah,
you go.
anywhere you go.
If you pay cash, it's usually cheaper because but if you pay
fuck?
debit card, you got to pay a surcharge, a convenience fee for using a credit card.
So,
debit card.
and
Never
just so-
mind, nigga. I'm going.
Dude,
to
that shit, that
Texas.
place is not
so
fucking cheap.
You're going to see a store called Ralph's.
Okay.
Okay? Ralph's is Kroger.
Okay.
Just clearing some shit up for you.
Thanks.
It's owned by Kroger.
Okay.
But it's so much nicer in
Oh,
there.
it's one of those
Oh my
situations.
god.
It's like
so good.
Target.
No, it's not. It's just a really nice grocery store.
It's
Have you
like
been to
different
that-
between Brookshire's
and they're
the
open
Brookshire's
all night
brothers?
long. Yeah.
Nah.
Well, no, Ralph's is, I don't know. Ralph's like Kroger's ugly brother.
It's like
But-
between Brookshire's and Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
see, because
There you go, right there,
I was actually working for Walmart when I lived in California.
Really?
Yeah, and I was there whenever we opened that store in Burbank, which that you would have thought we were opening an abortion clinic in Shreveport. They fucking didn't want that Walmart. They're like, it's going to change the people. It brings lower clientele. And I'm like, it's fucking Burbank. Like, there are homeless people sleeping everywhere around this motherfucker, and y'all are worried about a Walmart?
They were worried about giving those homeless people audacity. That's all.
Costco. You'll go to Costco. Do not eat the fucking hot dog. It'll give you the shits.
Oh man, I love hot dogs. Gas station hot dogs are the best. Shout
No,
out
I'm
to
just
gas
telling
station hot
you
dogs.
because it'll say.
I'll take gas station hot dog sponsors all day.
No, I'm talking
agree.
about there. I was like, oh, for what, $1.50 you get? Man, that's an old way of saying that. But
For
anyway,
$1.50, my friend, you can get you a cold drink and a
you
hot
get a
dog.
cold drink and a hot dog, right? And I was like, yeah, that's a great deal. I'm starving, and so I ate it, and then oh my god, it went straight through you.
You paid for that.
Yeah.
So, are y'all doing anything on the ride out? You got anything like stopping in Dallas?
Nah.
Which way y'all going? Do you know?
I don't know.
Why shouldn't you stop in Dallas?
I would love to, but that wasn't on the itinerary.
Well,
I
if
mean,
you try to
I'll-
get the fuck out of here, Dallas is only 2 hours away, so that's really getting into the beginning of your trip.
Yeah.
That's 20,
What
24, 26-hour drive, depending on which way you go.
Depending on who's driving.
Well, but it also depends on which way you go, because if you go south and come up through San Diego,
Well, that's how I have to go. Well, I did because my brother lives in San Diego.
yeah.
But
what a segue.
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff to stop and enjoy there.
So
Yeah, there's an impact. Depending on which way you go, there's an impact crater off the interstate. If you don't go south into Texas and you stay like through Dallas and go up through like Amarillo and go that way,
okay.
Yeah.
there's an impact crater. It's fucking dope.
If you go through Amarillo, there's a hell of a steakhouse.
What's it called?
Big fucking steakhouse. You can't miss it.
That's the one that's got that old 96er or whatever.
Fucking right.
96-ounce fucking steak.
You don't have to get that, and you're
might.
gonna spend $26 on a good. But I'm telling you right now,
Fuck it.
shit, fucking awesome.
I love steaks.
Man. So when my
Made
wife
with
and I
real
went to
cow.
New York.
It's wonderful.
Oh, it's real cow?
It's real cow.
We went to a place in
None of
New
that
York.
fucking soybean shit here.
We went to a place in New York called the Reserve Cut.
Okay.
And it's a high-end steakhouse. We went with my wife's job, had a like a dinner meeting there, and they took us all, and I ate $105 steak, $105 steak, and it
How
was
did it taste?
fucking delicious. It melted in your mouth. It came with bone marrow. It's the first time I'd ever had bone marrow.
What?
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
bone
not a
marrow.
joke.
No. Have you ever had bone marrow?
No.
Dude, bone marrow.
I don't
So-
eat people.
Totes
No,
legit.
so do you like steak, right?
Yeah.
So do you like that part of the steak where you get a little bit of meat and a little bit of fat, and the fat just like dissolves in your mouth?
Yes.
That's bone marrow. It's
Yeah.
all that.
so good.
I dipped French fries in it. I wiped it on steak. I was wiping it on bread. I was eating it off a spoon. I could not stop eating bone marrow.
Humans are disgusting
That
people,
shit
and
was
I love it.
fire.
Are you kidding me? Like I do. You never heard of bone broth?
No, what's that?
It's where
Bone
you.
broth is delicious.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's whenever you boil the bones till the marrow makes a broth.
Oh well, yeah. I didn't know it was called that. I just thought it was called dinner.
I know a lot of people that
Dinner.
dinner. Yeah, I know a lot
You
of
don't
people
have
that.
to translate.
Well, I was just letting you
In
know.
my
I mean, I
wallet,
grew up in
when
Highland,
we're
so
talking
I think
about-
I have a little bit of street cred here.
Whenever we're talking about cards, I promise you, I have a hood card. Like, don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
He doesn't think I have one.
Oh yeah. So where? Like you from Shreveport? Born and
Yeah,
raised?
yeah. Born and raised Shreveport. I was born in. I
thought you
don't
were
know where
adopted.
I am adopted, but I was born in Shreveport and I was raised here, so it applies.
By white people?
No,
No?
black people.
Really?
Born by blacks, adopted by blacks.
I didn't
Look at
say
that.
anything about
Look
that. That's
at
really
that.
good.
We're recycling.
Yeah,
baby.
there you go. I told you it was a big campaign in the '80s. I mean, that shit paid off.
Recycling.
But yeah, man.
Well, I'm really glad you didn't get aborted.
Me too. Well, see, I don't know. I be
Who else who would we be interviewing right now?
Thank you guys.
Ourselves.
No, it would just be us.
In the memory of my my
Lack
sperm.
of memory.
Yeah. Damn.
But born and raised in
Born and
Shreveport.
raised Shreveport. Grew up on Pines Road, off Pines Road on Joy Drive.
Okay.
Yeah. And
But-
then I moved to
You know Klug Pines?
what?
Klug Pines over there by the Walmart on Pines?
Probably if I see it.
Well, that's where Beth was raised.
Not really.
My
Is that a
wife.
neighborhood?
No.
The street.
Yeah.
Subdivision.
Yeah,
Street.
it's a street.
By Walmart.
I was just saying they lived in around the same area. It's a good
I got you.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was a nice neighborhood.
Shit, I'm a Highland brat, born and raised,
Yeah,
baby.
I
Yeah,
love
my
Highland.
whole life.
Let me tell you, bro.
I remember Highland back when it was something totally different than it is now.
Look, my brother used to have a house in Highland, and I went over there one day, and you know how say you know where that Taco Bell is, and that Taco Bell and that McDonald's.
Yeah.
All right, if you're going down the street in that neighborhood,
Wookaland Projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the projects is.
Yeah, I know.
Bruh, it was so funny because this is why I love Highland, because it's so hood but so hipster at the same time.
You got $1 Million Road backed up to the projects right there.
Bruh, we were on his street, and like a Crown Vic full of my cousins pulled out the side of me playing some rap music and shit. So I'm like, all right, let me close my door and lock this shit. And then right behind them, a white lady, on a bicycle with a basket full of eggs.
Carrying her baguettes.
Right behind them. Like it was nothing. I love Highland so much.
I've always said Highland is the smorgasbord of people.
Correct.
Because you got rich people living next to poor people, blacks, whites, Mexicans, it don't matter. You got hood rich, homos. It does not matter. You can get them all in Highland.
So I lived in like Keachai, Keithville, Blanchard.
Yeah, that's where I stayed close to Blanchard.
Oh yeah,
You do now or you
No,
did?
my parents.
Yeah,
So they,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I loved Blanchard.
Blanchard was cool.
But the other night I sit on my porch because I don't smoke in my house,
Okay.
and I got to hear the weirdest, racist fucking conversation because we got a new neighbor.
Okay.
And he's a black guy,
Yeah.
she's a white woman, and they live across the street from us.
Okay.
Well, it's Keithville.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's sitting there on his phone where he can get reception, and you just hear my neighbor holler out some shit like, "You're a little too dark to be standing at the end of my fucking driveway," and you just hear me like, "Let it the fuck go, it's 2019, and now we're just all yelling at each other, fucking crying. He's like,
That's fucking Keithville is what it is.
he did this, he's like, "Glenn, this ain't got shit to do with you." I'm like,
Stay the fuck out of it.
You just hear me go, "I don't give a fuck what time it is. Come stand in my driveway. I don't give a shit." Like, you just like, it's so fucking stupid.
People, man.
But
love
no,
people,
like,
man.
because I mean, it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not. He's not what I'm worried about. Them little methed up fucking white kids are what's pissing me off. That little son, I was working on my race car one night. It's like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, and I hear footsteps coming up my gravel driveway.
Yeah.
And you just hear me yell out from the car, "I didn't invite anybody over. I'm going to be honest with you. If I have to come out of this fucking car, I'm going to beat you to death. This is private property right this second. I can't see you." And he's like, "I just wanted to know if you needed some help." And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Oh, man, I'm messed up, and I'm just looking for something to do.
The
What are you
weirdest
doing? Hey, what are you doing? Can I help you?
The weirdest one is I had a show in Pensacola.
Okay.
So I'm leaving out at like 4 in the morning. I'm driving, and as I'm heading down my driveway, there's this young, probably like 18-year-old white boy. And
Question mark.
well, no, I mean, he looked like he was out of place. So I roll my window down. I'm like, "Son, everything okay?" And he's like, "Look." And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't need
Should have kept on
I
driving.
should have just fucking ran him over." Anyway, so I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "I don't mean to bother you, sir. I was going to stay at my friend's house, but apparently he's got ghosts." And I'm like, and you just see my head just cocked sideways. I'm like, "Oh yeah, ghosts." And he's like, "And I'm not a weirdo, I promise you. I do have schizophrenia." And I'm like, "You are really not selling yourself."
Yeah, no, you're not doing a good job of this.
And he's like, "I just want to show you that I'm legit. I can take my pants off." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I was like, "Here's $10. And he's like, "Do I need to take my pants?" I'm like, "No, just
For
put
what?
gas in your car and
Get the fuck.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, young man. You should have just slept outside." And like, as I'm driving off, my wife looks at me and goes, "Never ceases to fucking amaze me." And she's like, and she expected me to fly way off the handle. And I was really calm in that situation. I'm like, "He just said I'm schizophrenic." And he just said,
I'm schizophrenic. I can take my pants off.
right. And that's a dangerous
follow.
phrase at 4 o'clock. I just woke up.
Yeah, I'm not.
How
I'm not liking any of
Glad
this.
You survived that.
I've survived a lot.
So I've heard.
Yeah, well, too bad for us. I mean, that's good for us
Yeah.
Thanks.
because we have his podcast,
And
My Man Cave.
there we go.
Oh, I like it.
Man, now you
I'm
make me
picking this
want
shit up.
Huh?
I'm picking the shit up.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're like right on it.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's gonna come back next week. It's all
Yeah.
good.
That's fine. You know what? I'm good with that. I think like we were talking about it in that 45 minutes of wasted thing. We were talking about how.
Sorry.
No.
Oh, none of it was wasted. He has no idea that I recorded all of it. So
Cool.
But no, what I'm saying is we're just talking good about you. I like the fact that you're not
Oh,
afraid.
yeah,
You're not
we-
afraid to just fucking jump in there and try some newer shit and you know, it takes a lot of balls to try to do anything. But I mean, if if you fail at everything like you're doing right now, at least you're trying.
So you do a lot of crowd work from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Is
I
that-
wish I was better
Is
at.
that what you call what he does?
Well, I mean, what I've
That's
seen.
what they
of it,
told
yeah.
me it is. I just said, yeah.
I wish I was. I don't think I'm that good at the crowd work yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But the thing is, crowd work is all about, the thing is I think actually with you doing sales, you might tap into something because crowd work is great. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, me and Munchie are in a never-ending battle and he is a fucking god. Some nights.
I've seen him godlike before.
No, what I'm saying is he knows what they want to hear and he's funny and he's sweet and he's sincere and then you have me who's a little bit more abrasive with the crowd work, but I've been known to spout off some shit. Yeah. I told him
I'm your friend, I know.
I told him one night that I was the dirty, dusty roads of comedy. I'd fuck up anybody who didn't like anything I had to say.
It's accurate.
Well, most comics aren't fighters. Like they're just like,
true.
I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm like, oh man, I would love that. I want to bring this shit up.
I want to see that.
Like what's funny, Johnny, is you're really a nice guy, but I hate to tell you this. I feel like if shit got real at a show, you'd be on the right team. Like you're not gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna let Glenn go home bloody.
No, I'm not gonna let you go home bloody. But I'm also not picking a fight for your ass either.
No, I don't believe in picking the fight.
Yeah, if you're fighting 1-on-1, I'm gonna let you fight until something bad happens, and then I'll get him off of you.
Depends.
If somebody jumps in, I'm gonna jump in right there with you.
It depends on
and
what
if I get my ass whooped, I get my ass whooped.
Comedy philosophy is. Cat Williams was like, hey, if they don't want to fucking whip your ass by the time you're done, you're not doing your job.
Did you ever see the video of that guy fucking smashing his guitar across the dude's head?
Oh yeah.
Come on stage. I don't know who that comedian was.
It's there's a documentary called Standing Up. I think, or when Stand Up was. It's basically, and that guy,
Dude, this dude like gets up. He's like, "Don't come up here," and then he just like destroys the guitar on this dude's head.
Shit.
And then the crowd's all like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Well, he came at me," and they're like, "No, he didn't." And he's like, fucking show's over. I'm like, yeah, obviously your fucking guitar is smashed and you're a singer comedian.
Well, I gotta kind of.
He needs to make up his fucking mind.
I don't know if it wasn't attacked, but it was uncomfortable.
What happened?
I was at Sam's Town, doing a show.
Celebrity Lounge?
No, just out in the big foyer, I guess is what you'd call it. But we're sitting there and this really large, homely woman. She was,
Portly?
No, homely. Like she wasn't. And you could tell she was drunk. But I said something about me having high standards or something like that, and she drunkenly hollers out, "Well, I wouldn't fuck you anyway." And I was like, "Well, nobody's lining to fuck you either, you know. Like there ain't a fucking line for that throw up wagon, you know." It's like, and she charged the fucking stage. And
but ran out of breath when she got to it.
She charged, and when she did, she misstepped, and she fell forward, and I like jumped over her.
That's funny.
And I was like, "You'll never catch me, bitch. This is a cordless microphone."
Please tell me you started running around.
I did.
Jokes
the whole fucking time.
Miss all of this
and when she fell down, the front of her pants blew out, and the back of her pants blew out.
And I bet it stank.
Oh no! And you just hear me go, "Oh, look at this!" I said, "This bitch done dropped the groceries all over the fucking."
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like that.
Yeah, so it was good. But like Munchie's sitting there looking at me, and he's shaking his head. He's like, "I just don't understand why all this crazy shit happens to you." Because I get some fucking psychos.
That's fine.
Well, look, crowd participation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God loves special people too. Like,
you better be glad.
I know, right? But I don't believe that. I don't believe. Look, you don't say certain shit that's offensive. Like if you mean it.
Yeah.
But jokes are jokes.
Jokes are jokes.
You know, I've heard you say some shit that makes white people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've never heard a single thing that you said that's made me uncomfortable.
I tell you,
You
the main
don't
thing
count.
I say.
Why do I not count?
Because you're not
I'm not.
Whenever I talk about white people as a demographic,
I'm not that guy.
you're not that guy.
You want to hear something that I say that makes white people uncomfortable?
Absolutely.
I vote.
Man, that's gross.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, you don't. Did somebody take you to vote? You got
No, I took myself.
Oh, you
I
went
just
there
didn't vote
yourself?
this last.
So who do you
Why
vote
not?
for?
Whoever I like.
Right,
There you
see?
go.
Like you're supposed to.
Whoever's got the coolest name.
Yeah, no.
You didn't vote for the governor race
Nah, I didn't.
this last weekend? Well, you got a chance again because there's a runoff.
Oh, cool. Who's in the runoff?
Eddie Rispone and John Bell Edwards, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna be honest with you. My favorite thing about, I think they overdo it, is the commercials.
I'm Eddie Rispone, and I'm here to tell you, all the other Democrats that you've dealt with before, they didn't do a good job.
Yeah,
Vote for me, and I'll do a good job.
Yeah, but he's all talking about I'm an outsider. My
I'm
favorite
an outsider
part,
looking in. I can do different things.
I like the ones where they're trashing the other guy.
Yes.
He's like, phony Eddie Rispone.
Phony Rispone.
Like, it's so funny to me. Because it's like, that's some fucking kindergarten shit. Like, and he shits his pants, and his mom doesn't make him sandwiches with the crust cut off.
That's funny.
So, do you follow any politics or anything like that at all?
Somewhat.
To a degree. What about local?
Local, not so much. Not as much as I would like to.
Y'all hear about all the school bus shit that's going on?
Well, I have a cousin that's a school bus driver.
Did he strike?
She?
Did they strike?
Not that I know of. I think she likes her paycheck.
Well, apparently there's a big deal going on where bus drivers are striking. Like they did it Thursday and I think today. I've gotten fucking 50 my kids don't ride the bus, but I get phone calls about buses being, this bus is out or they're running a double route or something like that. But apparently there's something going. I tried to read an article about it today and it was very vague about what's going on, but bus drivers don't like the conditions and this, that, and the other. And like one of the things they said was about the truck's breaking down all the time. The bus is breaking down. And man, as a fucking former CDL holder, I'm gonna tell you right now, pre-trips are a big deal, and nobody fucking does them.
They do them like I pass by them. No, you're gonna shake your head because you go by Southwood on Walker Road.
Okay.
And I'm telling you right now, there's a few of them that got them lights going. They're making sure that they're pre-tripping and all that. But I mean,
there's 289 bus drivers, and you're talking about 7 of them.
You said nobody.
Nobody. That's pretty much nobody.
No, that's not nobody.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Fake news.
Nobody fucking does pre-trips. You do pre-trips. You do pre-trips when you first get the truck, and then you've been driving. And I know what's up.
What the fuck is a pre-trip?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking over everybody's head.
It's a pre-trip inspection.
Okay.
Where you have to make sure that your brake lines are good, your lights are all working, everything works, air brakes, the motors.
Do you want me to tell you what they expect?
No, because you're not the only one that's had to take the test.
Where's your CDL? You got a CDL?
No.
Oh, you failed?
No.
Huh, I passed. Fuck off. Where's your CDL if you had to take the test? Did you let it lapse?
Do we really need to?
Guys,
yes.
You let it lapse?
Me and Danny Glover are incredibly
in awe here.
in awe right now.
So you let your CDL lapse.
Do you want to know what happened, or do you want to just?
Do you want to save it for later? Or?
No, it's not really podcast worthy.
All right, well then never mind.
I had a guy.
Be that way.
No,
leave them in the cliffhanger.
I was a fucking hot shot driver.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to get my fucking CDL, and the guy fucking
A or B? Class A or Class B?
Class A.
And you let that lapse?
Are you listening?
I guess not.
Okay, so anyway, the guy I worked for made sure that I was always on the road.
Okay.
And, yeah, just it didn't work out. That's all you need to know.
No, I mean, that's fine. I've had a CDL since
I
06.
loved that, though. I loved running a fucking hot shot. It's where somebody's like, I need this, and you have to take it to fucking bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, for a pickup truck full of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gone for 8.5 hours?
I had to drive all the way to South Carolina in a regular truck. It was awesome.
Paid by the hour?
No.
Salary?
Oh, no, I made 20% off every haul.
Well, that's decent.
Oh, no, I made fucking
I still
bank.
can't believe you let it lapse. I only have a B, and I will not let it lapse.
I'll explain it to you after the podcast.
Yeah,
you can let it go now, Dad. Dad's got a CDL too.
No, but the fact is, it doesn't matter.
I've heard it already.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you do realize all you have to do is go take a physical every 2 years, and it's $70.
I'm aware.
All right, whatever. It's a great thing to have because if you ever need a career to fall back on, you can always drive a truck.
Yeah.
Remember DDAI?
Diesel Driving Academy.
When you can drive a truck, you got a job, my friend.
We're not sponsored by them, so stop.
All right, fine. What about, do you remember I love the old commercials. So, like, do you remember the Matranga Motors? Pull out $1 from your pocket.
I never heard
Come on in and lay your dollar down.
What
It was
this
dollar
an
down
advertisement?
financing. Yeah.
Oh,
Matranga Motors back in the day.
Thought it was a strip club.
Come on in and lay $1 down, and we'll finance that car for you. Pull out
You need to
$1
do
from
radio
your pocket.
Advertisements.
Oh, I'd love to. When I used to be in a band, I played the drums, and I used to be in a band, and we'd do sound check.
You look like you were in a band. Like,
Yeah.
no funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
whenever
What?
Whenever we
How many
do
white
sound
people
check,
do you know, Mark?
A lot.
And do we all look
13.
like we're in a band?
85%.
85%.
Partridge Family.
I would say that 85% have attempted a band. I have never tried that at all.
You know how to play
never been in a
anything?
band?
Huh?
You know how to play anything?
Fucking, I can sing, but that's about it.
See?
I sang and played
Sing
drums.
something. Would you
No.
like to- God damn it. I got a question.
Yeah.
Favorite comics, top 3.
Favorite comics from... I'll let you go first.
Go for it. It don't matter to me.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Top 3 for me, I'm going to say, I mean, obviously Chappelle, Louis C.K. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer right now because they're all over the place. But Dave Attell is one of my favorite comics from back in the day. That bit that he has about the penguin, I hate to tell his joke, but I'm not going to do it.
Go for it.
Don't
We'll
do it.
edit it in post.
Well, okay, we can edit it in post. That's cool. But he's got this silly joke about a penguin
There's no post.
looking like a waiter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, yeah.
Do you know the joke?
Yep.
Well, he doesn't.
Well, then...
Should I stop?
No, you can do whatever
You look
need
so
to.
disappointed right now.
Well, I mean, it's
Hold on.
just...
Let me see if I can zoom in on your
I
face.
like the joke.
Well, no, I just don't... the beautiful thing about what we do is that he would tell it the best.
He told it the best.
Right.
So,
And
I mean,
you're
I
not-
can't
you're
play
not,
it
You're
right
not
now.
about to do any justice to
But
this.
all I'm trying
But
to do
anyway,
is
go
let
ahead.
him know on the
Go
joke.
ahead.
I'll tell
Penguin-
you. I'll tell you afterwards. Fuck him.
All right,
How's
then,
that?
we'll-
Yeah.
just play it.
I can't.
Can't.
Oh, you can't
Like-
play it afterwards?
Trying to get
Yeah.
us shut off?
No, I'm saying after the podcast.
Yeah, I can play it for you
Yeah.
after the podcast. Not a problem. So that way we don't
Upset.
upset Mr. Sensitive over here.
It's not sensitive. It's called business. I'm sorry.
No quarrels here.
Well, it's not a quarrel. This is a good married couple here.
Who, you and I?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you think you have all the control, but I really do.
Is that what you're gonna go with? Okay.
Hey, I mean,
All right. So
when this first all got started, he was like, "Man, you know, do you want me to put anything down on any of this?" And I was like, "No, I'm gonna pay for all of it, so I can throw it up in your face at every chance I get."
that's what he said.
It's working out.
It is
It's working out great.
It is great in his favor.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I can change that. I can delete that key fob at any moment.
That's fine.
Shit.
That's fine.
Top 3.
The fuck are they
Top-
talking about?
You wouldn't. I don't know if you'd know the comics. I mean, how
Try me.
Try them.
Try me.
What's your top 3?
my top 3 that make me laugh the hardest, or I mean, see, I really
We'll
don't
do this. Top 3 that make you laugh the hardest,
Uh-huh.
and then the top 3 influential or just like maybe
Okay,
ones you look
top
up to.
3 influential that really made me want to do comedy
Yeah.
were Ron White,
Okay.
Ralphie May,
Okay.
Patton Oswalt.
I can see all of that. I love Patton Oswalt. I like all of them, but I love.
I like the fact that Ron White's a storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that he has one of the slowest cadences in comedy.
Yes.
And he's allowed to just stretch his legs.
Yeah.
Ralphie was fast, and I like the fact that he had this machine gun approach.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how whimsical Patton gets, and he really brings this fucking thunder where it's so ridiculous. It's so funny. I mean, as far as my 3 favorite comedians to listen to, I like Jerry Clower,
Okay.
James Gregory,
Okay. I have no idea who these people
old white guys,
are. Okay. I figured.
and I like Richard Pryor.
Okay. I
But-
think I know who Richard Pryor is.
And I like Red Fox.
Okay,
Red Fox
yeah,
is dirty shit.
When
God.
he's talking about washing your asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's a great bit there.
Red Fox is just like, because when I was a kid, man, I loved Sanford and Son was my shit.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Elizabeth, I'm coming. God,
Elizabeth!
oh my God, it's just so, because you big dummy, like, he reminds me so much of my dad.
Ah.
Because that's how my dad is with me.
Okay.
Just like,
Always faked heart attacks and called you.
no, my dad had a heart attack at work and then finished his day at work.
Damn.
I told you about that old man I worked with, right? It said, "Oh man, I either got bad heartburn or I'm having a heart attack, but I'll figure it out when I get home." And I was like, "All right, you might want to go home. No, I got shit to do. I'll be okay."
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
It's white
gangsta
people
shit.
for you.
I think that's just old dudes, period.
Yeah.
Hell, my grandfather's the same fucking way. That dude's 100. He'll be 101 in January.
No shit.
And he just
Happy birthday.
None of my relatives really make it past 70 something. Then we're shooting stars.
Yeah.
Getting out quick.
Getting out quick.
Right before you start shitting yourself.
that's I want to die before then.
I like the fact
I
that
don't.
he
I
asks.
want my kids to have to wipe my ass.
I like the fact that he. I like the fact that he asks us questions.
Yeah,
That's,
no, he's great, man. I like
I
this.
don't know, bro. I fuck with y'all, and I'm a fan of comedy, so I love having these type of conversations.
Yeah, well, we're hoping we can bring some type of light to this, what we've got going here and who we've got here.
Yeah,
Because one of the things that LOL talked about was us, filling the seats,
yeah.
for those open mics.
So what's the situation with that? Because like every week it's like, all right, we're not gonna do it this week. We'll do it next week, and then it's the same.
The last I heard was November, right?
Mm-hmm.
November.
I mean, say what you gotta say. Unless you don't want to say
We'll
it.
edit it in post.
Yeah, we got it in post.
So I have an opinion on it.
I'm sure you
Do
do.
you want to share it with us now or later?
It's not a bad one. I think that the thing with an open mic is that you have to. Any comic that's listening to you gotta fucking bring your A game. It's fucking open mic bullshit. It's an open mic mentality where you're dressed down, you're not. And the thing is people come to comedy clubs, and I know it's just an open mic, but this is Shreveport, okay? And the reason I say it like that is Shreveport has this idea of what a comedy show is, and they don't know the difference between an open mic and a fucking comedy show. And so they don't know that, okay, and I'm not bragging about myself. They don't know Glenn's done fucking shows for 500 fucking plus, and he's gotten roar and laughter and all this other bullshit. They see me working out my new material, or they see me working something they've never seen me do before. And then they're like, well, that wasn't very funny. Well, yeah, it's because it's a fucking laboratory.
Right.
Okay? But what I'm saying is a lot of the locals, and I love them all to death, and I understand, but they repeat themselves so fucking much that on a weekly basis it would get boring.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's hard for me to watch, and I see y'all every week.
Right.
I know that was one thing that I tried to do was on the open mics is use it for working because I tried not to do the same thing twice.
Right. And I mean, when
And
I first...
it's brutal like that, especially when you only got fucking 4 people in the damn audience. It's brutal to try to work on something when you know good and damn well I don't have an audience to do this for, you know.
Because, see, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a lot of people that'll come and watch me do shows. But they won't come to an open mic, and it's not. They don't like it. They don't like
Waiting
the
and waiting through
attitude,
the bullshit.
And there's a lot of fucking attitude with it. Like, some comics will fucking lose their shit because, like, comics don't laugh. Like I mean, like some of us will throw out a giggle, but I mean, you got to really say something super fucked up to make me giggle.
Right.
If you make me laugh, I laugh. I'm a laugh because
But
I be feeling bad sometimes. I'm like, damn, that's funny, but it didn't make me.
Oh man, I had
right.
They used to refer to me as like a fucking old stone face because I'm just like, and it's not that I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not a chuckler. I don't do. It's just not my fucking. So fucking funny.
I just chuckled.
He said fucking. he said fucking pussy. Like, especially if I know where it's going.
Right.
But man, some of them will throw some shit at you that I'm not expecting, and then you'll hear me. And even when I do laugh, it's like, ha.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
That's a good one.
God, he got me.
I had this theory that like fucking.
If it makes you feel any better, you've never done that. I've never. No.
He's never laughed at a single one of your jokes.
That's
Is what
cool.
he's saying.
That's cool. It gives me something to work towards.
I had one guy quit. He was in the middle of his set,
Mm-hmm.
and he said something, and you just hear me go, huh? And he's like, "Was that Glenn?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "And that's my time."
And that's my time.
That's funny. That's funny.
The equivalent of the light. Huh.
Yeah, because it was like, huh, but he thought it was a laugh.
Yeah.
And it was just more like,
I made it.
I never,
That's what I would have picked. I was just like,
But anyway, any other questions?
This motherfucker.
no. Not at
What
the
about
moment.
you? What are your top 3?
Oh, top 3. All right. I'm gonna pull a Glenn that make me laugh, or
All of
I
them.
mean, y'all can be as complicated as you want. I just answer the question, but y'all go for it. Do what you think.
I don't know, it's hard.
Well, no, I mean, there are some comics that make me laugh so hard I fucking cry.
Yeah.
Look, Tom Segura is one of those ones for me.
Well, no, Tom is hilarious.
But his conversation, he's even funnier.
Yeah, no, but see, I like Bert. Bert's stories,
Bert's
oh my
hilarious.
God.
Yeah.
That motherfucker will say some shit that I'm like, oh my God, why am I not thinking on this
Secret
level?
time.
Bro, I hate when that happens.
I love the fucking Mafia story.
That's dude. When I first heard that one on Bob and Tom years ago, when he was telling that the machine story or whatever, and it's clean because it's Bob and Tom, and then I got to hear it dirty on the Rogan podcast, and it was way better. But that's an epic fucking story.
Do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like? Well, I've seen you do clean comedy for the first time. That was a treat.
At that library show.
No,
Yeah.
you thoroughly enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Yeah, you were really shocked. I think everybody in that room was shocked.
I knew you could do it. It's like one of those things. It's like watching somebody you know can do it. You just want to see how the fuck are they gonna pull that shit off.
It's not hard.
No.
Define clean comedy for me there.
Oh, well, no, see, there's a difference. If you got keys, it's got to be the squeakiest of clean.
So, and which means like
Nothing.
no sex jokes,
No.
no.
Subjective. I can't talk.
Nothing suggestive.
Yeah.
She wants it to be just, I'm talking about, like, if there was a rating under G. Like,
So I couldn't even
comedy.
talk about my kids pooping in my hand.
Yeah, no, you can talk about that.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, well then that's. I think I can.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
I mean, the
might
thing
be a
is
cliche.
that's like they had kids in the audience. I mean, it's all about what you see. You got children in the audience. You don't want to say any fucking cuss words.
I
but-
cuss around my kids. And
Well,
it's
I mean,
great.
I'm not gonna lie to
'Cause
you.
my youngest says things like, "I got a baby dick." Dude, it's fucking great. Yeah, no, that's.
Yo, I have to see that in person. Not his baby.
Well, I don't know if you've ever heard that bit that I got about him being like a little Ryan Reynolds and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Well, I say, and he's got a huge dick, and my buddy was in there, and my son come running in there ass naked because that's just who he is. Like he gets naked as a kid. Like
I have a nephew like that.
he hates clothes, but my buddy was like, "Man, his dick ain't that big. He's got a baby dick," and we laughed about it. Well, then him and my youngest and my wife were in the bedroom, and he was walking to put clothes on. My wife was like, "Go put some underwear on," and he started laughing. He was like, "I got a baby dick," and
That's
I died in the kitchen. I laughed so hard. I couldn't catch my breath.
That's why I want kids. Right
Dude,
there.
yeah,
Those
fuck
moments,
yeah.
That's the only reason. Not
But
to
the
raise
good,
them.
the good does come with the bad. Because I was telling him the other day, and you were telling me I got to work on getting this out there. But my son shit in my hand the other day. I was going. He's still little, so he still needs help wiping his ass sometimes. And he fucking calls me in there. And he's like, "Dad, I need you to help me wipe." And I go in there and I go to wipe his ass, and he tried like, "Dad, move," and he shit right in my hand.
Wow.
And it was one of the most ridiculous experiences I've ever had in my life. It was great.
It's great.
Yeah, it was a great dad moment.
For sure.
I've got a lot of those. Like I've been puked on, I've been shit on, I've been pissed on. Yeah, my son used to hit me with a hammer in the head, like a little wooden hammer that he had. He beat the shit out of me. My youngest
Real hammer.
my youngest fucking cup checked me yesterday at Lowe's. He punched me in the dick so hard that it took me I had to like lean against the counter while the woman was ringing it up, and her and I were both laughing because she watched it.
Yeah.
And she thought it was the funniest shit ever. And I mean, I couldn't help but laugh too, but
Yeah.
god damn did it hurt. That little fist hit me. Oh man, he caught the side of one of my testicles. Oh, it was bad.
My nephews are I don't have any kids, but I have a lot of nephews. My family's real good at fucking. And I was out working on my car, and standard operate, you're gonna have a fucking sledgehammer out there.
Yeah.
And he walks out and he's like, "Uncle Glenn, I want to help," but he couldn't keep the weight of the hammer, and he fucking dropped that shit right on me, and I'm like, you just hear me go, "Whoa, that's
Where did it
great!"
hit you?
Right in the fucking chest.
Oh man.
Like he dropped it, and you just hear me like, "Oh, that's really great. You're doing a great job." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
My
Uncle Glenn's gonna go cough up blood right now. Like you broke a rib.
Yeah, my stepbrother was helping me and my dad work on a roof one time, and he wasn't quite tall enough to reach up and grab the rafter that we were working on,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I got it," but he just barely had like fingertips on it. My dad fucking snatched it, and it fell over and dropped down. Wow, right in his face. I mean, I want to say it cracked his skull, if I'm not mistaken, but it was bad.
I was at the races one night, and my nephew was just sitting there, "Go, go, go. Yeah, he's so fucking excited." And this little fucking bastard walks up to him, and he's like, "Who are you rooting for?" And he's like, "I'm rooting for my uncle." And like all of a sudden the carburetor went to shit, and I went from running up front to running at the back. And he goes, "I guess your uncle don't like them W's." And he said it, and my nephew goes, the only reason I know this, Beth is filming it, and you just hear my nephew go, "Who the fuck are you rooting for?"
Jew.
And he goes, "That guy," he goes, "You mean the guy that my uncle's still kicking his ass?" And I'm like, "What, 11 years old? He
my
is
boy.
one. Yeah, damn right."
Yeah.
And she goes, "You need to talk to your nephew about his mouth." I'm like, he used every fucking word right. Like, and
Yeah,
I
what are you talking about?
guarantee you, he checked that little motherfucker, because I do like the W's.
The W's.
Son of a bitch. You know what? You know what my favorite phrase that I can't use is?
What?
I fucks with that.
I fucks with that.
You can use that.
Why can't
No.
you use that?
No, because it sounds stupid coming out of my mouth.
Doesn't
But
it?
it's so fucking funny.
just
I
gotta
love
own
it.
it.
Fucks with that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
like
own
I
it.
love it though.
Yeah.
Like when I hear it, I just instantly
Say it,
giggle.
say it.
No, cause like I could just like that's how I imagine like the disciples were when Jesus like I'm gonna need y'all to follow me, and they're all like, yeah, we fucks with that.
I can
fucks
fucks with
with
that.
I can
Yeah.
fucks with that.
Nah, you gotta own it, man. Like I do the word gabbage. So when my first son was growing up, learning how to speak, like learning how to speak properly, one of his first words was meteorologist. Like, yeah, no bullshit. So I fucked with my wife, and I was like, I got to take one from him. So I started saying, throw that in the garbage.
Okay.
Like, hey, throw this in the garbage.
Yeah.
And my wife, we'd laugh about it. I said it so much that every time I said, if I was referring to trash or I called it garbage.
Yeah.
And man, I used to fuck with my customers because I'd be like, hey, you got a garbage can I can throw this away? And they're like, a what? And I'm like, garbage. And they're like, garbage? I'm like, yeah, garbage can. And they're like, garbage? I'm like, yeah, whatever you call it. And I'll throw it away. And they're like, can you not say it? And I'm like, say what? Say garbage. Say garbage. What is this? It's a garbage can. And they're like, are you fucking with us right now? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just walk off,
That's funny.
But yeah, no, I've been calling it a garbage can for fucking years.
Probably gonna start doing it now.
Hey,
Call it
true.
a garbage can.
Yeah, but you got to when you got to say throw that in the garbage.
Oh shit! It's 10:38.
You got something to do?
Birthday party to go to.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up, man.
Yep. Oh, let me answer the question that I didn't ask.
Okay, yeah, your top three.
Top three. Eddie Murphy because he got me into it. Eddie Murphy and Martin, but more Eddie Murphy.
I have a funny Martin story.
I would love to hear it.
Okay, I'll tell
But
you
next
in a
time,
minute.
because he's got somewhere to go.
Yes. Chappelle. And
Of course.
Yes, that's my dude. And dare I say, Jorge Carlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
George Carlin.
George Carl.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
Jorge,
hard to.
yeah,
It's
no, I'm
hard
sorry.
to.
You were like Jorge.
Jorge, what's fun?
I've never seen Jorge Carlin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my top. But it changes. But definitely Eddie and Chappelle have been like paramount to me wanting to do the shit. Eddie when I started, and Chappelle kind of like kept me.
Dude, Chappelle's a murderer. That dude's hilarious.
Have you heard about all the shit they're giving him? Like
Man,
the
fuck that.
critics
Fuck
are trying to
that.
rip him apart, but the
But they
fans are
can't
like,
do it.
nah.
They can't do it.
I saw Dave Chappelle at the Comedy Store when they first started doing roast battles, and this stupid bitch came out from under a fucking rock. And instead of roasting the person, she goes and decides to bring up the fact that Chappelle kind of stepped away and starts trying to roast him. This motherfucker took that microphone and, I mean, ruined her life. And I'm sitting there just watching it, mouth open, just like, oh my, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it was, you would have thought he wrote that shit. I mean, he just destroyed this bitch. And I'm sitting there like, and when he was done, he gets a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And this girl is just, she lost. She's done.
Yeah.
She ain't, don't even let her finish. She's not allowed to talk anymore. She loses the roast battle. She's just sitting there looking like a fucking lump.
Why? would you
Anyway.
do that? Yeah.
You got anything you want to shout out, promote, do?
Yeah,
scream
give us your
at?
Instagram, give us your Facebook, all of that. Give us all of it.
How
It's
do we
all my
find
name.
you?
You can find me Mark Pugh Jr.
You want to spell that?
That's right. I wanted to.
RK.
That's right. I wanted to say something about him being a junior. That's right.
Oh, what was that?
No, I was just gonna fuck with you about being a junior.
Oh,
Just
okay. Next time.
Yeah, next
'Cause
time.
I'll forget.
There
by
will
then.
be a next time.
Yeah, I would definitely come back.
But-
P-U-G-H is how you spell my last name.
Right.
You say it Pew. It's pronounced P-E-W for those people who...
We are. So that is right. Pew.
Yes, Pew. Yeah.
P-O-U-G-H.
P-U-G-H.
P-U-G-H. I always throw extra letters in words.
You
I'm
took one out.
dyslexic.
I'm
So what can I say?
dyslexic.
So, and you got a show coming up in December?
Oh, December 13th, we're going to do what we did on October 12th, which was just going to be some comedy and music. I hosted, so I did all the comedy last time, so a lot of people didn't laugh. But hopefully my friends will come.
I got
and
you, man.
laugh
If you
with
need me,
the show.
I'm there. I'd
Hey,
love to
thank
try
you,
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to, this is going to be, it's more like a party. You know what I'm saying?
And
Having a
when
good time.
with you going to L.A.,
Yeah,
keep eye on your Instagram and all that stuff, because I'm assuming you'll be posting stuff about that.
probably.
That's awesome, dude.
Right.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And if anybody's listening, if you want to give me any advice,
Everybody's listening.
tell me what to do. And I'm going to be talking to you more because I need some more information.
Yeah,
Because you know, you're a legend and whatnot.
that's
in
true.
these
In his
streets.
own mind.
In something about it.
I fuck with him because I have no idea. So I really don't.
I'm just here to help everybody. I just want y'all to all do better than Johnny. That's it. That's all I want you to do.
Good luck.
I don't know.
Good luck
This
with that.
motherfucker does
Anyway.
a lot of shit, so there's a lot of classes I gotta take to get.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really glad you came on.
So,
Yeah.
glad you
Yeah.
guys had me.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Yeah, I
inviting
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. Don't
Yeah.
say that to me, cause.
Well, I mean, there's
There's a mattress I can throw on the floor right there.
All right, shit. Say
no
less.
lie. Whenever we were fucking locked down in here,
Yeah.
and I looked at him one day and I'm like, I'm so fucking tired. And he said, put the mattress down. And he's sitting there fiddling with all this shit and I'm back there
Sawing
fucking
logs.
sleeping.
Knock-
I mean,
Who
like-
did that? Was you did that noise? I couldn't tell if both of your mouths were open and it didn't look. Yeah, see, that's creepy. He's a ventriloquist too,
He's snoring into a microphone.
but he didn't make it look like he was snoring. It threw me the fuck.
That's
off.
because he naturally snores.
Shut up.
I snore when I breathe.
He said, shut up.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
All right,
Well,
yeah,
again,
man.
sir, we truly appreciate you
Hey,
coming
nah, I
out.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
bro.
and
Thank you.
we'll get you again soon. Hopefully before you go out to California. Definitely when you get back.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank y'all
Yeah.
for tuning
Do it
in.
one more time. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch you again.
All right.
All right.